retard, retard, retard.
Good evening. Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fabiko, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hello Mark, my dear friend, and Brenold. Ich hoffe dir geht's gut. Brenold, how are you doing? Voyager, moin as well. Avenger, hello, nice to see you. Eagle Emotion, hello to you. Danny, hi. And all of the rest that just joined, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. I hope you've had a good... What day is it today? Thursday. I hope you had a good week. Kipman, nice to see you too. So Kipman, are you flying along by any chance? I'm sure that's not you. No, no, no. Definitely not. Yeah, Eagle Motion it has. So not only here, but also in Microsoft. It's an option. You can deactivate it. Oh, you're at gate 5. Hang on, gate 5. Where's gate 5? Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Kipman. We'll get to the briefing in a minute. It's going to be an exciting flight, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we do have ATC. Big thank you again to VATSIM Adria, and a big thank you also to Kleptrick, organizing some ATC for us here in Nuremberg, I think, and Munich. So maybe we can try out some CPDLC later as well. Sapphire, hello to you. Hi, doing? Concrete, hello. Motosuva, nice to see you. Home email, hello to you as well. Emil, hi, Mr. Dylan, hello to you as well. King Creed, yeah, doing very well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, you still got indoor Friday. I've got 2 days off, so I've got to be back in Frankfurt on Saturday, unfortunately. We've got another 5-day rotation coming up. So it's early Sunday starts, but I have to go to Frankfurt on Saturday to stay at an hotel. No, Drew, this is 29 Palms. I'm not sure if you can get it on Orbix. Just writing a big thank you to the controller here. Flying Wolf, hey, nice to see you. Yeah, so I don't know where to start. So regarding my schedule, I've got an amazing amount of overtime already planned, and we are short. We are short of pilots right now because apparently a lot of pilots have COVID.
Hello, Black Box.
Hey Lee, nice to see you. So it's a combination of general shortage combined then with the COVID and really high booking numbers. A lot of people want to travel, and so yeah, that's a combination that we talked about this, didn't we? That I thought, you know, it could happen fairly quickly, and well, here we are. Will you get the BA-146 from Microsoft? Now, good question. Good question. It's all... Danny, if it were up to me, you know, but I don't make these decisions. Mark, I will forward that request to my fleet captain. Yeah. I don't disclose what airline I'm flying. Guys, I don't. It's mainly got to do with advertising restrictions, really. So I don't want to make myself, you know, liable for doing advertisements. Oh, they do. 29 Palms have some fantastic scenery. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I do want to get aircraft for, you know, Microsoft flights just for the sake of getting aircraft. It's in Germany, so I live in Germany, I've been with my carrier for all of my career, which has been now 27 years. So yeah, long time. Long time. Right. Cool. Oh, I've got some stories to tell as well. Some rage stories. Sometimes, you know how weird things are in aviation sometimes, where you just sit there in disbelief, you know, trying to understand the logic behind what you're being confronted with. And man, yeah, I've had one of those instances again. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Mark, correct? Yeah, yesterday. I talked to Mark about it yesterday. So Mark had to endure my rage yesterday. It's just stupid sometimes. All right, so let's get going. I've already got the init going. Let's go OFP data. Everything happens for a reason, Danny. In this case, I don't know what the reason could be. There seems to be no logic whatsoever. Home email, we'll talk about it once I get my preparations finished. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me go ground preparations, shall I? Right. Cool. Guys, as always, if you have questions, please post them on !ask so I can... Oh, no, actually, you know, Yoda. No, Yoda. Amsterdam was fine. The cool thing was, Yoda, so once we landed 18 right, that was a long taxiing, but yesterday, we actually landed 06. So we landed 06 and we had like 2-minute taxiing. I had to wait at the gate to switch off the engine to get my 3-minute cooldown. It was that quick. Although departure was 36 left, so yeah. You guys in Amsterdam are killing me. Seriously, like, you know. Right, good. So we got the... oh, there we go. There's a fueler. Right. Cool. What else? What do we need to do? Right, here's the fueler. That's cool. Actually, shall we watch the animation? I quite like the animation. GSX memes coming in. Hey, where's your buddy? Hey, weren't there two? Oh, there we go. I was just saying, there's normally 2 fuelers. Yeah, the ticking sound, it's the engines. So what people don't know, and I can tell you from experience when we have passengers boarding the plane on an outside position especially, so when you have stairs at the front, and they hear that clicking sound. It's the fan blades. So Yoda knows a lot more about that than I do, but the fan blades are not completely, you know, tied rigid to the shaft. So it's not broken. They actually have a little bit of play, and so once the engine starts revving up, once the RPM increases, centrifugal forces then pull the fan blades into the position where they are completely fixed, but they need to be having some little bit of play. And I would think Yoda, it has to do with yeah, it has to do with I guess stabilization. Crew rest, hello to you. Yeah, so when you're actually outside, you can actually, if they turn fairly slowly like this, you can actually hear them as they drop through the, you know, let's say 3 o'clock position. You can actually hear them, you know, tick individually. Vibration and balancing. There we go. Yeah, but But don't be worried. So whenever you hear these sounds, the engine isn't broken. It's normal. And the CFM engines, I know from the 319, for example, the CFM engines, they make a ton of noise. It's really loud. Actually, I had a video. From the real aircraft. Maybe I'm gonna find it at some point. I can show you. Yeah, exactly. So when that stops, you have to worry. It is a CFM engine. Yeah, 56. Oh yeah, Motosuva, right? I flew the Neo yesterday. I had 5 flights with it yesterday. And one of them was as a passenger. The last one was a passenger. And I have to say, it's just incredible how quiet it is for the passengers. Really nice. P3D settings, yes. So, Drew, they are there. It is just that at the moment I'm using a program called RD Shade, and I'm just testing a preset there for enhanced atmospherics. And yeah, so the settings you see right there, they're probably not 100% accurate. Oh yeah, Florian, I can imagine. It's a beautiful airport. Right, Kipman's there. Let's get going. So I'm going to start preparing, guys. So let me quickly... Police on standby. Hopefully not for me. 0 fuel weight, quite heavy. 59.8. Got a lot of passengers. Let's organize the boarding. Let's request it for in about 5 minutes. So then fueling should be pretty much finished. So that's done. Questions coming in. Thank you very much. And I'll have your questions. I'll answer the questions when I'm in the Q&A phase. All right. Let me just continue to. Toga lock. You have to disconnect the auto thrust. Quick answer there. So you have to do and disconnect the auto thrust, and then reapply it again, and then activate it again. So deactivate that here to get out of the Toga lock, and then reactivate it through the auto thrust. Cool. Right, so there we go. ACARS load sheet preliminary 59.9 roundabout. 8.2 is the takeoff fuel. 8.4 block fuel. Right. So weather. Let me go and show you the flight plan. What we're up to today. Flight time is an hour 45 roundabout. No, hour 40. The routing takes us, over Munich, then the western part of Austria. Further down, we'll be passing of Croatia, I guess Pula at some point, Dubrovnik, a bit east of Dubrovnik, really. And then we're going to be approaching the airport of Tivat from the Klagenfurt. We're going to be passing by. There is Rijeka, Zadar. We've got here. There's Split. There's Dubrovnik, and so we're going to be coming from the north of Tivat via Podgorica, and then we were asked if it's possible to shoot the visual approach, because that would help with the flow. Hey MCK, but we have to fly. Well, we have to fly the localized approach because of the weather. The weather is actually forecasted to be pretty bad, and I'll show you what I mean. So they already got winds at the moment, 160, 15 gust 27. So that's definitely going to be the circling. But even the localized approach is going to be pretty hefty. We got 4 kilometers, rain. Even worse than Amsterdam weather. This morning, I put up the shades, window shades this morning, and I looked into my garden. It was completely white. We had snowfall this morning. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, seriously. Yeah, right. No, seriously. You've got to be kidding me. Exactly. Right, so forecast. Yeah, I know, tomorrow morning saying that. So prop 40, high, so that's moderate probability, gusty winds, 1,000-meter visibility, and heavy thunderstorm rain. That's between 1,500 today and 10 tomorrow morning UTC. So definitely some spicy weather going on. So it doesn't really make sense to go and choose an airport that's close by to be your alternate airport, because I'm pretty sure if you chose like Dubrovnik, we'd be in the same kind of pickle. So we chose, we chose Belgrade. I know the forecast is not so. Actually, that's tomorrow. So today they've just got rain forecasted. So no thunderstorms. So at least Belgrade, from the weather, is not having any threats there. Nuremberg right now is good. Scatter 1500, broken 2900, 7 degrees, 994. So that's not too bad. Tornado? The tornado? Are you kidding me? What do you mean? Tornado like a real tornado? Blimey. We did have a clock somewhere, didn't we? Hang on. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, but that's not working anymore, is it? No, that's static. That's a shame. Why did it take that out? That needs to be quite funny to see how much you're going to pay for the bill. Right, anyways, so that was the... Right, if we do look into the NOTAMs, let's have a look. Tango 2 closed. Gate 3, Goal 3 closed. Intersection takeoff changes. We'll take full length. So Anaku is a change in the departure route. Well, that's not what we're going to fly. RLS-28 Yankee is locally usable between those definitions. That's fine. All right, Tivat. Ops clearance height for circling with prescribed tracks. Runway 14. Change to read. That's important. That is important. The thing is, Navigraph. Does Navigraph actually have that? Prescribed tracks. Yeah, it does. So, I mean, yeah, it says service land with prescribed flight track to runway 14. So shall we say that today we actually use that NOTAM, and it says opposite, it's 1840 opposite clearance height. So that would actually have us a lower circling. But then again, I mean, that's the thing. You just have to make sure that you have the clearance heights. But if your chart, so if your company says the circling has to be flown at this altitude, that will be governing here. So unless the ops clearance height will be higher, then we would add that, obviously, to our minimum there. But all right, now we're going to stay at 2,100 minimum in that case. So that's fine. Cool. That's that. Hey Schneider, how you doing? Firefighting category downgrade to 6. That's fine for us though. 5.6 for the A320 is good. 6.7 for A321 is good. So we can live with that. Right, the change in missed approach gradients. So the Zulu 32 is what we're planning. So they've changed the missed approach climb grade to read 1510 feet. What? Oh, up to 1510 feet. Yeah, you see, sometimes these NOTAMs are... Oh, that's... Okay, so OCA to read 1540. Right, so that's actually... But hang on, but what gradient though? For all aircraft and all aircraft categories. So they look at that, they actually increased, so as far as I understand this, they increased the minimum to 1510. So you can't use those minimums. So you would have to use 1510 as your minimum. That can happen sometimes if they have either temporary obstacle in the approach path, or they've built, you know, a tower somewhere in the approach path. Then that means it changes the obstacle clearance heights and altitudes. Yeah, that's a big increase. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of confused. I've not seen that kind of huge increase. Yeah, so something's really changed in the approach or missed approach. Well, probably approach path. So the approach path, something's changed. Okay. Right, anyways, so Linky... Cut Bravo, Alpha Bravo's fine. So procedure design gradient changed to 9.2% for these departures. That may come into play later on for our departure. Right, Belgrade, docking system, guidance systems, taxiway closures, lightings, some missing taxiway lines. Oh, you can see the, you know, I'm just demonstrating to you guys what we pilots have to go through every time for every flight. And I can tell you sometimes it is just, you just get a headache from having to go through all of these NOTAMs. Look at that. It doesn't even, look how many pages there is. So if you want to consciously read through everything, check your charts, which taxiways are, you know, affected exactly. It just takes ages, and you're supposed to read through that before you order fuel, obviously. So so Alice runway 12, Cat 3 downgraded to Alice Cat 1, so that would be important. And Cat 2, 3, Cat available when... Oh, they are available when low vis procedure are in force. Yeah, no, and then the area, NOTAMs, etc., etc. I'm not going to bore you to death with all that. Significant weather chart, real quickly. Nothing too bad. It's just a jet stream just south of Tivat with some cat area there. There we go. Cool. Right. I'll get to your questions again once we finish the preparations. So we did order our fuel, and why is the boarding not happening? Excuse me? GSX? No. Begin now. Come on. Request. There we go. There we go. Automatic didn't work. That's a beautiful plane right there. Lovely. Good. So, done all that. So, we've ordered fuel, checked the NOTAMs. Departure route for us today is as follows. So, we filed the Akano 6 Mike departure out of Nuremberg. And if we order first of all our ATIS, oh, hang on, menu, options, no, ATC com, no, menu, where am I? There we are. Right, just want to change that to the VATSIM server so that we get VATSIM ATIS. There we go. Alright, so now we're in business. Departure ATIS. I know, right? So, Nuremberg, Bravo, 1650 UTC, expect ILS runway 10. Oh, 10, interesting. See, there you go. Departure 10. Wind is 0506 and QNH is 995, temperature 7 degrees. That means Akano 6 Mike departure, we'll insert that. That's now closed. And Tivat, again, we're going to fly the Zulu Tree 2, which means that we're going to be flying Podrogica 1 Echo or 1 Delta arrival. I'm going to take the 1 Delta because it's a bit shorter. That's good for our descent plan later on via Olivu. Insert. Let's have a look at the routing. Right, there's a double waypoint there. So I'm going to clear that out, close that, there we go. So that's the arrival then, the ILS, or the localizer 32, and then followed by a circling, if the weather permits. I don't know yet. So I have no idea if that's going to work. 54 cost index, that's a bit unusual, isn't it? And again, we are expecting a zero fuel weight, just an update, so 59.8. Leaving that open so that I'm reminded that we need to finalize the figures later on. Very important. Block fuel was 8.4. And the alternate fuel is... Hey, Motosuba, take care, yeah? Thanks for stopping by. Have a good flight. 350 is the top of climb, or the cruising level. And the alternate is Belgrade at 1.8 tons. Put that in there. And so now we have a 30-minute extra fuel, 1 ton. That should coincide pretty much with what we have here on the flight plan. Well, there we go. So in the A page, in the B page, all filled out. Although that's not quite correct. Let me change that. You'll have a cheese sandwich. Cheese is out today, I'm afraid. Minus 62, that's pretty cold. Let me just change that. Pretty cold. Here we've got 8 degrees, that's fine. And trouble pause, 35, 36, yeah, we'll leave that. Cool. Flight plan. No, RATNAV. I was just about to say something else, but no, RATNAV. So we're going towards the east, Akano 6 Mike. Let's put November uniform Bravo. Also, as always, just make sure that you know what kind of departure you're flying. So I can see that's a normal SID based upon some DV distance and radials and so on. So November uniform Bravo is required. So intercept the 096 bearing towards Romeo Tango Bravo beacon. We'll put that there. 415, correct. Rottenbach And then at 6.6 November Uniform Bravo, turn right, intercept 183, bearing outbound from Romeo Tango Bravo to 19.6 airline. Put that in there. And then turn right, intercept the Dinkelspül 074 radial. Gonna have to enter that later on, inbound to Dinkelspül, which is here. So 254, and then at 24.7 Dinkelspül, turn left, intercept November Uniform Bravo 2072 Acado. My God, that is a complicated conventional SID. So max speed 250 below level 100, or as by ATC not available within airspace Charlie. However, I'm pretty sure that Nuremberg does not have a full coverage airspace Charlie up to level 100. So yeah, 250 level 100 lights on is a good idea. If you just put /62, it should take minus. Does the FSLabs do it as well? No, it doesn't. You see, that's why I'm not doing it. MCK, that's just the thing. You know, that's the difference between simulator and real world flying. You know, you think, oh yeah, you know, the real aircraft should do this, and then you go and rage because here it doesn't do it. Hence, I don't do it. And I don't rage. Well, I do rage sometimes, but not because of that. Anyways, let's continue in the flows. So we've got the RATNAV figured out. In the B page now comes performance. It's for something else. All right. Then we go Echo Delta Delta November. Full length, 10, 2,007 meters. I'm gonna put 7 degrees here. Oh, he's back. Oh my God. I'm gonna prepare for wet runway because they do have some rain showers from time to time. Anti-ice will require engine anti-ice because we only have 80 or 70 or 8 degrees, 6 degrees, 7 degrees, whatever, below 10. So definitely put that on. And 68 tons takeoff weight. That's a heavy bird. That's above max landing weight of 66 according to flight plan. What do we have in here? I'll have to change that to 66 because this airframe should be 66 tons. Right, so that's done, that's done. Let's calculate that. Oh, actually, this reality about air conditioning should be on. And I can see config 3, no way. Forget it. Forget it. So 55 flex for config 3. Let's do config 1 plus F. Have a look at the... There we go, still 53. A little bit less stop margin, but that's fine. Right, so we're going to enter that. Full length, speeds 444546, transition is 5000, NADP 2. Uh, 62.5, 66, and 71.5. Was that set already in here? Hang on. Options. Payload. So 71.5. Oops. 715.
I'm right next to her.
I'm right next to her. And zero fuel max is 62.5. Roger, Dodger. Changed. Ei gute wie, ei gute gut. Kontos, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right, so diffrips. We are currently in the performance, and the engine out is 2,600. And the procedure says 6 miles NUP, right to turn Upala. So flight plan, Echo Delta Delta November 10. Radial is going to be 097. And then it's going to be NUP. At 6 miles. Just make sure that's the right NUP. NUP 1575, yeah. Right. And then we go to Upala. That looks like this. No, well, hang on, what did I do? I put radial, didn't I? Hold on, I put something there instead of radial. Hold on. Disregard, not radial. Radius! Right, so go straight out, follow that blue dashed line until we hit that circle, that blue circle. And then we turn to the right to Upala. Fuel report missing. My first officer sleeping again. Test. Right, load sheet here as well. Fuel report 7233. Excellent. Good difference. Send. We will accept the load sheet. Final load sheet figures are as follows: 59.8, 32.4, and 150 passengers. No infants. Trim is down 0.5. So look at the CGs. So zero fuel with CG would be fine in limits, and takeoff CG also in limits. Block fuel 84, correct. Cool. Secondary flight plan, copy active. Just put a quick return into Nürnberg. Well, actually, I mean, that's just in case we really need to come back really quickly. Because I think for any larger abnormals like hydraulic issues, anything that requires a bit more landing distance, Munich would probably be the better candidate to divert to. Let me just get the weather from Munich here, just check weather. And there we go. Munich right now, good visibility, rain drizzle, overcast 1270 degrees. Okay, that's approachable. Cool. I'll give you a quick rundown now since boarding is completed. Quick briefing. And no, we still have no smart briefing or whatever it's called, a new briefing from Airbus. A320 CFM engines, sharklets, no technical issues, so technical logbook is clear. Fuel, 8,400 kilograms ordered, supplied, symmetrical, warm, giving us about a ton of extra fuel, 25 to 30 minutes extra in Tivat. Takeoff weight, 68 tons, full length, runway 10, flaps 1, flex 53, speeds 44, 45, 46. And transitions in 5,000, NDP 2. Hey, Miss Senor Ted Barker, nice to see you. Nice. Pipe ready. Engine acceleration is in 2,600, and departure route, we're going to confirm that with ATC in a minute. 18.3. Yeah, we'll do that via voice today. Here's a lovely voice. Give me some paper. Right, where were you? Oh, so the departure route is the Akanu 6 Mike. We already briefed the waypoints, so going up level 70 initial clearance, 70 it is. And FMA looking good, as it should be, 70, 995, 995, 995, all correct. Good. In case of engine failure, after V1, we'll climb with Tora Consider, put the gear up, and continue straight out to 6 miles to November Uniform Bravo. Then we turn right to Upala, which is right there. So look at the terrain. Yeah, fantastic. Cool. Engine acceleration is in 2,000 feet. Oh, sorry, 2,600 feet actually. And once the engine is secured, we've got green dot. We'll continue with max continuous thrust up to 4,000 feet. And then get radar vectors for an ILS into Nürnberg, runway 10. RTO, we don't have that much stop margin today, but that's calculated with wet runway. So if we have a nice dry runway, We've got a bit more buffer. We stop mounted until we've won, so all the typical things like thrust loss, aircraft not controllable, ATC call, and all cautions, warnings coming through the inhibition phase. Right, questions? Questions? Ooh, lots of questions. So, answered that one, answered that one, answered that one. How do you receive NOTAMs? Well, I get a huge briefing package from my dispatch. Pretty much what you have here. So, you know, we flight simmers are actually, hey Ali, how you doing? We're actually blessed with having these possibilities to do flight planning in a very simple manner, and getting these complete briefing packages, which look incredibly similar to what we have in real life. I'm not kidding you. So those, my dear friends that follow me a bit closer and know my real world flight plans, they can say they can confirm this. It is really, and it's free, yeah. So that's exactly how you will get your NOTAMs in real life as well, through these kind of briefing packages. Hey Bella, nice to see you. Why are there a lot of airports around Germany? Do they give altimeter in? No. No. Oh, you mean on the ATIS? I don't know. I've not really. Have I seen inches mercury anywhere else? Isn't that military more MCK, where they give out inches mercury as well? Aviation 24, in real life, after landing, when the rivers are stowed, do you always start the timer for the 3 minutes? And yes, we do, actually, Aviation 24. Yeah, the co-pilot is the one that really... So once I take over control of the aircraft, if the co-pilot was pilot flying, yeah, the co-pilots normally just start the chrono, and that way we know 3 minutes. If we forget... you can always have a look here into the ATSU, because it does record automatically the touchdown time. So touchdown, actually in. So you can do it this way as well. But 3 minutes is important. That is definitely important to follow. Yeah, Emre, the fuel report. Not sure if somebody has already answered that in chat. What we do with the fuel report is the following. We compare the fuel we had from the prior flight, so the remaining fuel, the on-block fuel from the prior flight, and compare it with the amount of fuel that was uplifted. So this is kilograms. You always have the problem that the uplift is given to you in liters. In Germany, for example, in other countries, you might get US gallons, or would you say British gallons? I don't know how gallons, liter. They can only change between. I guess that's just US gallons and liters. Imperial gallons. What do you call them? So it's liters for us, and that is translated or calculated into UK stones. Yeah, I know, right? Gallons. So fuel is less dense than water, for example. So you have to convert the uplifted liter quantity into kilogram quantity, and that's done through the density factor. And so you can see that we got supplied 5.8 tons, so 5,800 kilograms of fuel. The quantity before we started fueling was 2.6, and hence the fuel on board should be 8.4. Right, so 8.4, and we've got 8.3. Well, I've got 8.4. So the difference between what we had before and what was supplied has to be within 300 kilograms. So that's what we check. If the difference is larger, then we normally have to call maintenance so that they can pull the dripsticks below the wings There is dripsticks, as we call them. So certain points here, you can actually pull a dripstick out and measure the amount of fuel in the tanks for each of the main tanks and for each of the outer tanks. Right, but that's how we would decide. Then check, physically how much fuel is in the tanks. But as long as you have that fuel difference within limits, it's fine. Then you've done your logical check on the fuel values, and you're good to go. During toggle lock, do you move D10 to climb first and then press disconnect push button? Well, yeah, I mean you can. You don't have to. It's just a mode. So you disconnect auto thrust, and if it's in Toga lock, not Toga, but if it's in Toga, and you reapply the auto thrust, it'll tell you you're in Toga. Hey, the pilot lad, how you doing? And nice to see you, and big thank you for your Mitgliedschaft, as we say in Germany, for the membership. Thank you so much for that. Big round of applause for that. Thank you so much to Pilot Lad. Big shout out. He's streaming on Twitch as well. Make sure to check out his channel. Pilot Lad, it's really kind of you. Thank you so much. Right. All questions answered? Yes, all questions answered. Let's get the clearance. Nürnberg Tower, or Nürnberg Tower, as I should say. Good evening to Eurowings. 7 Bravo, we've got information Delta requesting clearance, please. Oh, hang on, that didn't change. Why didn't that change?
Lufthansa 582, read back correct.
There we go.
Windmill 5 Echo Delta, behind landing German wings, Airbus A320 on short final, line up runway 10 and
look at that. Look at that.
Behind the landing traffic, line up and wait runway on 0
There's
behind,
Kidman going out.
5 Echo Delta.
GG's. Nürnberg Tower, good evening from Eurowings 7 Bravo, information Delta, request clearance, please.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, Nürnberg Tower, good evening, Servus, information Delta correct, startup approved, cleared to Tivat via Akanu 6 Mike departure, flight plan route, climb flight level 70, squawk 2350.
Eurowings 7 Bravo is cleared to Tivat via the Akanu 6 Mike departure, flight plan route, climb level 70 and the squawk 2350.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, read back correct.
2350.
Nuremberg Tower, good evening.
Oh, there we go.
Lufthansa 262, stand 15. We are requesting for clearance for Tivat.
I'm really quiet. Thanks for the feedback. Let me change that.
Lufthansa 262, Nürnberg Tower, good evening.
Thank you.
Information Delta correct, startup approved, cleared to Tivat via Akanu 6 Mike departure, flight plan route, climb flight level 70,
hang on, no.
squawk 2346.
That's fine. Hang on. Settings. Let me
So
check.
we are cleared to Tivat via
testing
Cabus
1-2. No, that
6
should be
Mike
fine.
departure, flight level 70, squawking 2346, and we have Delta on board, Lufthansa 262.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Lufthansa 262, read back correct.
Testing 1, 2, 3. That should be fine.
Und Nürnberg Tower, schönen guten Abend, die Evelyn 975 nochmal.
Yes, ETC is a real person. Yes. Hey, Chris Clark, doing fine. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Startup clearance to Düsseldorf Info Delta is on board.
How are you doing?
Airline
Here's the
975,
point.
hello
No,
again.
the
Stand by,
reason
call you
is
back.
because I've got
Windmill 5 Echo Delta, wind
I've got
050
PA for
degrees, 6
Eurowings.
knots,
There is
runway
no
10,
ocean
cleared for takeoff.
ocean cabin
Clear for takeoff, runway
announcement.
0, waiting 5 Echo Delta.
German wings 76 Victor Tango,
Kidman, have a good
taxi
flight.
to stand 06 via Mike
Thank
2.
you, MCK. Right, while he's taking
Hi, Mike 2,
off, let me just
stand
APU.
06.
Oh, APU. So, guys, quick rage story about
Airline
Copenhagen.
975, ready to copy.
So yesterday I was in Copenhagen, and
Yes, is ready to copy.
I
Airline
I
975,
had
information
a
Delta
really
current,
weird experience.
startup approved, cleared to Düsseldorf via Zulu
Quite
3
annoying,
Mike
actually.
departure, flight plan route, climb flight level 70, squawk 2347.
Startup is approved as Zulu 3 Mike
Just
departure.
watching Kipman's departure.
That's
Right, so
in
in Copenhagen you have very strict rules when it comes to use of APU. So if you look in the AOI, it will tell you that you're only allowed to start the APU 5 minutes prior to off blocks. Now you would say, well, how do you ventilate and air condition the cabin? Well, each gate has a... Yeah, and they're really strict. They actually give you a really hefty fine. So you've got to be careful with that. And so normally they have they actually have a very good air conditioning system at each gate. So each jetway, there is a connected. Have a good flight, Kipman. There he goes. The problem is, we got on board and it was 7 degrees Celsius in the cabin as we got on. You know what gets me really cheery in the morning? Because I'm the most cheerful person anyways in the mornings, right? Is a wonderful cold aircraft, 7 degrees. And my first thought was, oh darn, they didn't connect the air conditioning because it was like 4 degrees outside. Well, no, they did connect the air conditioning, and we checked the conditioning page once the aircraft was powered up, and it was blowing in air at 8 degrees Celsius. And I was like, well done, good job. So they cooled the cabin all night down to about 7 degrees Celsius. Can you imagine what lovely comfort you have when you get in?
Got to be kidding
Yeah, like
me.
seriously, you come on board, you sit down in your lovely seat, which is cooled down to 7 degrees. Your fridge at home has around 4 degrees Celsius, just to give you a reference, right? So I called my ramp agent. I said, hey, do me the favor and turn the switch from cooling to heating. And he says, well, that's automatic, done by the airport authorities. And I would need to call the airport authorities for that. So they have a frequency in Copenhagen. You can call the authorities, or the representative for the airport authority. And that morning was a lovely lady, and I called her up and I said, hey, you know, while normally I do prefer a nice air-conditioned cabin so that I don't have to sweat, in these kind of situations I would prefer heating. And they said, well, I'm going to call your ramp agent. And I said, no, he's right here with me. And he says he can't do anything about it. All he can do is disconnect it, which doesn't help me because it's still not going to heat the cabin. So I would kindly ask for a permission to heat the cabin, to start the APU. But I need authority, you know, to give me the clearance for that. So she says again, stand by, I'm going to call your company, or the ramp agent. And I'm like, good God. All right, then call the ramp agent. So the reason behind this is the following. So she was checking if I am telling the truth. So she has to check with the ramp agent, you know, is the captain telling the truth about the air conditioning system? So he can't get it to heat the aircraft. And so that took about 5 minutes, and then I got called back on the frequency, and she says, all right, so I see heating is not possible. All I can do for you is I can allow you to start the APU 15 minutes before departure. Seriously, how generous of you, 15 minutes before departure. Thank you very much. That really helps me, right? So I said, well, if you don't give me the permission, then I will delay boarding until 15 minutes before departure, which will result, because we're full house, that will result in a delay, which, you know, the authority here would have to, you know, to stand by. So it's their responsibility in this case. I will file a report, which they don't care about, but anyways, I will file a report anyways. But That's it. That's exactly what I did. I delayed boarding until 15 minutes before departure, and you bet they were definitely eyeing me to make sure I don't start the APU any sooner, because if I did, I would get fined heavily for that. So it's actually quite serious for us. So imagine, not only because of 8 degrees Celsius, but also we have COVID. There are still so many COVID cases, and you need an air-conditioned cabin. You need ventilation in the cabin, right? So, yeah. So we started boarding later, and we actually had 15 minutes delay, exactly as I thought we would in the end. So I'm going to file a report and see what the company does with it. And funny enough, I'm not joking either, funny enough, about 10 minutes later, we heard the Austrian call delivery, clear as delivery, because that's why we called in first as well. And they said exactly the same. They have 8 degrees Celsius in the cabin. They would like to turn on the APU now. And they also got the frequency for the airport authorities to call. And I thought, yeah, good luck. So yeah, I fully understand things like, environmental issues and, an airport having interest in making sure that certain things are being respected. I understand all that, and I say, live by that by all means. But if there is a special situation like this, where the airport responsible for air conditioning the aircraft is unable to deliver that service, then they have to have a separate procedure, i.e. in this case, allow us to start the APU half an hour before, and not an hour, I'm not talking about it, but half an hour before departure. Right?
Cabin crew, all doors in flight.
So at least that, but no, they would just not negotiate on that. It's just, and I was like, yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. That really made my morning. Right, anyways, enough rage. Let's go. Yeah, but that's one of those things again, we come across sometimes. It's like, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Meine Damen und Herren, auch die Kabinebesatzung möchte Sie ganz herzlich an Bord dieses Eurorumsfluges begrüßen. Bitte stellen Sie Ihre elektronischen Geräte jetzt in den Flug.
I don't know what her name
Sollten
was.
Geräte aufgrund ihrer Größe nicht in die Sitztasche passen, müssen diese zum Rollen, zum Start und ebenfalls zur Landung im Handgepäck verstaut werden.
Good. Before start checklist, cockpit prep completed. Signs are on and auto. We've got the fuel quantity 8,380 kilograms. Altimeters 995 at 1,060 feet set. Down the line, below the line. Windows, doors closed. 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 The beacon is now on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is on.
Delta X-Ray down and runway 10, request touch and go.
Wir zeigen Ihnen zunächst,
Delta X-Ray, Roger.
doch wieder öffnen können. We are showing how to fasten and unfasten your seat belt. Dieses Flugzeug hat 8 Notaufgänge, die mit Rutschen ausgestattet sind. 2 im vorderen Bereich, über den Tragflächen und 2 im
Tower.
Bereich der Kabine.
You're Several Bravo, stand 12, request push start please.
Die Stärkrad has a sliding fitted emergency.
Eurowing 71 Bravo, pushback approved, facing west.
Push proof face west, Eurowing 71 Bravo. Hey Mike Wise, how you doing?
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Delta X-Ray, the airfield 925, join downwind, runway 10, wind 050 degrees, 6 knots, runway 10, cleared for touch and go. Delta X-Ray, open here, go, join us
Yeah, it
down
can happen
runway
with
10,
your
runway 10, clear touch and go.
Pull one down, press it firmly over your mouth and nose, and pull the elastic band over your head. Oxygen masks are also provided in the laboratory.
Oh, that was the gate, Paul. That was the jetway. Excuse me? I was just about to say, where's my scenery gone? Right, facing west.
Guten Abend, Spirit 925, 1015, with mission Delta, clearance to London Heathrow. With Speedbird 925, Nürnberg Tower, good evening. Information Delta current, startup approved, clear to London Heathrow via Ibaga to Mike departure, flight plan route, climb via SID flight level 70, squawk 2345.
All engines clear. Start at wind.
Command only. Put the life jacket over
Okay,
your
to
head.
London Heathrow, Ibaga to Mike, startup approved, flight level 70, squawk 2345, Speedbird 925.
Pull the red handle to inflate the life jacket.
Speedbird 925,
This
feedback correct.
P3D prepared.
Lufthansa 262, line up runway 10.
Right up on protected water.
Line up and wait, runway 10.
The Vico is already going. Alright, got the APU bleed on.
Berlin 975, taxi to holding
Fuel
point
pumps
runway
on.
10
Pressure
via Mike 3,
checked,
Juliet
engine
Foxtrot.
two, start.
Taxi to runway 10 via Mike 3 Juliet and Foxtrot, Berlin 975.
Found on this card, which is located in the seat pocket in front of you. Please take note of the location and handling of the emergency exit.
Nürnberg Airline, schönen guten Abend. Delta Charlie November X-Ray Information Delta request Alpha clearance to Hamburg.
Delta Charlie November Oscar X-Ray Nürnberg Tower, good evening. Information Delta correct, startup approved, clear to Hamburg via Retus 6 Mike departure, flight plan route, climb flight level 70, squawk 2343.
Final brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Start bar closed.
Class
Start engine.
70, squawk 2343. Delta Charlie November X-Ray.
Aviation
Delta Oscar
notice
X-Ray,
on
readback
EFB.
correct.
Here.
Tower, good day.
So normally it's page, let's see, page 4 or 5.
Austin 525, Nürnberg Tower,
scroll
read you
down.
5.
355, request clearance to Vienna.
It's automatically
level
inserted
250.
unless you deselect it, but you should get, well, page
Austin
6, 7, 8,
525,
that's
stand by.
page 9.
Lufthansa 262, traffic information, Cessna 172, north of the field, 2000 feet, wind 050 degrees, 6 knots, runway
How often
10,
do the
cleared
ice
for
in
takeoff.
Copenhagen? Well, after the ice
Clear for takeoff, Lufthansa 262.
yesterday, so
Austin 525, ready to copy IFR
and that was
clearance.
with engines running.
I'll go ahead, Austrian 525.
Austin 525, information Delta current, startup approved, clear to Vienna via Arcanu 6 Mike
No,
departure.
yesterday, Danny,
Flight
yesterday
plan
there was
route,
no delay
climb via
because
SID,
of the
flight
ice
level
and
70, squawk
had no delay that way.
2344.
We taxied out and got the ice straight away.
Clear to Vienna
Very
via
efficient.
Arcano 6 Mike departure,
Start those.
climb via SID 70, squawk 2344, Austrian 525.
So CG should be 30.5.
Austin 525, readback correct. Delta Delta X-ray, orbit right, beam threshold, runway 10,
Flag
outgoing
controls.
IFR traffic.
Full
Delta right orbit,
full
beam
down,
threshold runway 10.
neutral,
Lufthansa 582, line up runway 10.
full right,
Left is
So
clear.
line up one
right
way,
is
run
clear.
0
full left, full right, neutral. After
Lufthansa
start,
262,
checklist.
contact München Radar 129.520, bye bye.
Anti-ice is off
129
required.
520 for Lufthansa 262, thank you right for the services, bye bye.
Status checked and the trim is at 30.5.
Lufthansa 582, traffic information, Cessna 172, north of the field,
Question came up.
1,800 feet, wind 050 degrees, 6 knots, runway 10, cleared for takeoff.
Do you put your feet on the rudder during takeoff? Yes, I do. You have to. Even the pilot monitoring does that. Because you steer the aircraft on the ground during takeoff roll with the rudder pedals. So you have to have your feet on
Air
that.
Berlin 975, behind departing traffic, line up runway 10 and wait behind.
Yeah, so Klaus, once again, the
traffic line up and wait behind.
yeah, thanks. I dialed down the radius a bit. Yeah, so again, sim brief. Just use the normal. Oh, is that Athabico? Who's departing there? No, he's already departed, hasn't he?
Nürnberg Tower with
He just landed.
Airbus 320, stand 9er, request IFR.
So for taxi out, let's have a look.
SL7 Whiskey Tango and Nürnberg Tower, good evening, servus. Information
So
Delta
it's gonna
correct,
be,
startup approved,
I
clear
guess,
to
Mike
London
3
Stansted
Juliet.
via Zulu 3 Mike departure, flight plan route, climb flight level 70, squawk 2341.
Yeah, it's just east. So these things are east, north, south, west. So when you have to type in coordinates through the MCDU, It's supposed to help you find these buttons quicker. I don't think.
L7 Whiskey Tango, read back correct.
I don't think it helps.
Air Berlin 975, wind
That's what
050
they're
degrees,
for.
6 knots, runway 10, cleared for takeoff. Traffic information, Cessna 172 north of the field.
Oh yeah, so the heel. Sorry, yeah, the
1,800 feet.
heel.
For departure.
You have a little ramp-like. Well, how would you say it? A little
Evelyn 975, danke dir.
So the pedals are shaped
Lufthansa 582, contact
that
München radar 129
you can rest
520,
your
bye bye.
heels into the rudder pedals there. Ring 71 Bravo, request taxi.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, taxi to holding point runway 10 via Mike 3, Juliet, Foxtrot.
Holding point 10 via Mike 3, Juliet and Foxtrot. Eurowings 71 Bravo. As expected.
Alpine 58 Tango, request push and start, send 11.
Lights on.
Alpine 58 Tango, standby for pushback. Expect delay 1 minute.
So clear left, clear right.
Delta Delta X-ray, what are your further intentions?
Brake check.
Request touch and go.
Brakes checked.
Delta Delta X-ray, roger, after touch and go, join downwind, runway 10, wind 050 degrees, 6 knots, runway 1, cleared for touch and go.
Delta Delta X-ray, after touch and go, join down on runway 10, runway 10, clear touch and go.
Air Berlin 975, contact München radar 129.520, bye bye.
München,
Yeah, he is, yeah.
520 by Evelyn 975, danke dir, ciao.
So one more question. Can you move the
Alpine
trim
58
and rudder
pushback
trim
approved,
before the
facing
icing?
west.
Yes, you can.
Push and go, facing west, Alpine 58
So the only thing you're not supposed to move before the icing is the flaps, slats. But the trim and the rudder you can move before the icing, yes. Cabin is ready. Very nice.
Delta X-ray is ready for taxi and able in Delta.
Delta Oscar X-ray, taxi via Mike 4, hold short of Juliet.
Taxi by Mike 4, holding for Juliet, Delta X-ray.
MCK, I disagree.
Tower, schön guten Abend.
Controllers don't always adhere exactly to the wordings. No. They're very professional. They will do that most of the time, but not always.
Eurowings 8 Mike Foxtrot, Nürnberg Tower, good evening. Information, echo current now. Startup approved, cleared to Hamburg via A320 Mike departure. Flight plan route, climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 2352.
To Hamburg via the
Yeah, exactly.
6 Mike departure.
Before takeoff checklist, flight controls check, flaps
Flight level 70.
1 plus
and
F,
squawk.
takeoff speed flex 144, 145, 146, flex 53. You can name or takeoff. No, blue. Before takeoff checklist. No, below, down to the line.
Point
Down
runway
to the
10
line.
via Juliet, Foxtrot, Delta.
Right, quick recap of the departure route. So we got the Akanu 6 Mike departure as briefed. Initially, we go straight ahead, 096 degrees to Rottenbach actually, Romeo Tango Bravo, until we hit 6.6 degrees November Uniform Bravo, that is on VR1. Then we turn right, flight plan route, initial climb 70. Case of engine failure, straight out until 6 miles in November Uniform Bravo, and then we turn right to Upala. Engine acceleration 2,600 feet.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, traffic information, Cessna 172 north of the field, 2,000 feet. Wind 050 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10, cleared for takeoff.
Thank you for the traffic information. Runway 10 cleared for takeoff. Eurowings 71 Bravo. Right, I'm going to switch on TCAS, so he's north of the field, so left of our track.
Delta Delta X-ray.
Hey Tapti, how are you doing?
Orbit right
Nice to see you.
threshold runway 10.
Have you been flying lately?
Because outgoing IFR traffic.
And that's me.
X-ray will do right orbit with threshold
Right,
number 1.
TCAS on. Below the line, take off runway 10 full length. First was clear. And the packs are
958 Tango,
on
take the holding
engines.
point runway 10 via Mike 3, Juliet, Foxtrot, Echo.
Cleared for takeoff. I can see it on the TCAS to the left here, 800 feet above us.
Correct, Mike 3, Juliet, Foxtrot and Echo. Alpine 5 Tango, sorry.
Takeoff. Manflex 53, SAS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. knots.
Delta Oscar X-ray, line up runway 10.
V1.
V1. Rotate. Positive time. Zero.
Moving 71 Bravo, contacting Trainer 129.520, have a nice flight, bye bye.
129, 510 confirm or 550 for the Eurowings Samurai.
Moving 71 Bravo, 129.520.
129, 520, thank you much, 71 Bravo. So loud!
Delta Oscar X-ray, traffic information, Cessna 172.
Got thrust climb up blue, auto thrust. Why is that so loud?
Wind 050 degrees 5 knots, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is safety information. As turbulence is finished anytime flight passengers are obliged to be seatbelt.
Oh, that's better.
Thank you.
SV, flat 0, speed check.
Bye. Aviation 975, there is a proceeding traffic around 13 nautical miles at your 12 o'clock on flight level 190. Can give you higher when you are with Langen, so expect a short delay.
Okay, thanks for the information, Aviation 975. No problem.
Nürburgring approach, good evening from Eurowings 71 Bravo, passing 4,000, climbing 70.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, hello, München radar identified,
München.
climb flight level 130.
München radar, sorry, climbing level 130, Eurowings 71 Bravo.
München radar, Servus, Delta Charlie November X-ray, passing 2,900 for level 70.
Passing
Delta
transition.
Charlie November
Standard.
Oscar X-ray, hello, München
Level
radar
58,
identified,
set.
altitude 3,200, climb flight level 100.
Level 100, Delta Charlie November X-ray.
Sierra Lima Hotel, out of Erlangen, Euclid standard ILS approach, runway 10, descent on discretion.
We are Erlangen cleared standard ILS 10 and descent on discretion. Sierra Lima Hotel.
Airline 975, contact now Langen, frequency 124.725.
Langen 124.725.
So we've got 9 degrees.
I'm not Aviation 975.
Let's put the engine anti-ice on.
Eurowings 71 Bravo, proceed direct Arcano.
Direct Arcano, danke, die Eurowings 7 Bravo. Arcano, direct. Above sector, we can accept that. That's fine. So we're coming up to 10,000 feet. That's when we go and
continue climb flight level
end our sterile cockpit. Ah, breaking up the clouds. Beautiful. Where's my There we are. That's my GoPro. "10,000 feet. It's quiet, so let's get the seatbelts."
And Eurowing 7 Bravo, unfortunately we have no further ATC at München. Mollet Unicom 122.8. Have a nice flight, bye-bye.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the service. 122.8 Eurowing 71 Bravo. Danke. Right, so we've done the overhead panel. We do the MCDU next, so clear out everything we need. But we don't need any more, so now we got auto tuning, secondary, copy active. We'll get the fix info page cleared out. Clear, 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 and looking good. Question was, when do you realistically stop the nav chronometer? Well, so I only use the chrono here for the takeoff power timing. So we know it's normally 5 minutes with both engines or 10 minutes with an engine failure. So that's just to make sure that I don't go and bust that limitation for the engine. So once we have climb power set, so we are out of the takeoff power setting, then I will reset the chrono, because for the flight time I've got this clock here. Cedric, what do you think about the Eurowings and Wizz? Well, so I am. It doesn't only have to do with so thrust climb out through 350. It doesn't only have to do with airlines. I think that any profession or any job should have a pay that represents, you know, a fair value. We know that there are a lot of jobs out there where that is not true. You can all think of many jobs, professions that are underpaid, if you like. So it's, you know, in the responsibilities of the managers or the CEOs or whatever the company is, to make sure that they do get a fair pay. Buongiorno. So any airline in particular, in this case, since you asked about Eurowings and Wizz and so on, where I hear in the news, or I talk to the pilots there and I learn on what they get paid. Yeah, I have my thoughts about that then, right? So if it's not fair, if they're being, you know, paid so little, and most of the time, the reason being is that, you know, it's going to be pilots that are desperate to get some flying hours. And we've had airlines that actually used pay-to-fly schemes, meaning especially co-pilots actually paid to fly an airliner. How absurd, right? And it's all because they needed the flight hours. So normally we talk about you need about 1,000 to 1,500 jet hours, you know, to finally, you know, be able to say that, you know, you've reached a certain market value. Yeah, so, and normally these companies, there's companies out there that don't allow unions. Because of, you know, if you have a union that is representing their pilots towards management, they have more power, right? A union can organize, you know, their pilots, and so they have a certain force. And these smaller airlines, or, you know, particular airlines out there, low costers, they do their best to not allow unions, and that's why you have these you know, below market value pay schemes. But again, you know, it's so many different professions out there where that is the case. So. Yeah, exactly. I know, Cedric. That's what I'm saying. Is, you know, the pilots, you know, flying there, they fly there to get experience, to get flying hours for sure. And I mean, and they fly because they love the job. Right. So that's something. It's something I've actually witnessed again myself over the last couple of weeks, you know, flying again. Yesterday, for example, was a horrible long day. We were picked up at 4:50 in the morning from the hotel, and I finished work at 6:10 in the evening. So that was a bloody long day yesterday. But so we did 4 flights on duty, and the last flight was deadhead. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, we had some beautiful views and some incredible, you know, flights, lovely landings, and yeah, great crew. So my crew was really cool. We had lots of fun, lots of stuff to laugh about. So it's really nice. So that's something that really makes my day. It really makes this profession, you know, worthwhile in many aspects. Voyager, I don't think so. I mean, you know, again, there's a lot more to you know, going after profession than just purely the money side. Of course, you want a job that allows you to you know, to earn money, to, you know, make a living. But money isn't everything, right? So no, we are using today, again, we're using RD shade. So anything you see that's a preset that I've downloaded and installed. So if you don't know what RD shade is, a new program that allows you to change lots of different settings in your sim, and a lot of them actually while you're running the sim. So you don't have to stop and start the sim again. You can actually do it and customize stuff on the go. So right now, I could change part of the preset that I've loaded. So I can change the clouds, I can change the cloud quality. So if your sim isn't running, you know, at good FPS, you could just simply, you know, choose different cloud quality setting, resolution setting. You can change all different Cirrus Cloud settings, Stratus Cloud settings, you know, sky settings, lots of different settings here for sky saturation. So if I say on my monitor, I don't like how the sky is looking, I can, you know, I want to change that to a more bluish color. You can change the saturation, edit that right now. Again, there's environmental stuff, PBR stuff, even terrain reflectability and so on. And the cool thing about this app is that you can actually change individual items, not just in general. You can actually select certain, you know, aspects of your sim, and just simply by a push a button, change that. And if you're wondering what those settings do, it gives an explanation as well. So I think this is a really cool app. Also, you're not forced to use environmental enhanced atmospherics. Enhanced atmospherics. You can actually use the good original settings, and you can also use original clouds. So any cloud art that you have, you can actually do that. Heel on the floor? No. So heel on the floor is not wanted. The reason being is that depending on your shoes and on your heel, you could block the rudder. So no, you don't have on the takeoff run. You don't rest your heel on the floor. You don't. The same during landing. To have a completely free movement of the rudder pedals, you need your heels on the pedals, not on the floor. No, I'm pretty sure even Cessnas and so on are not designed in the way that you have your heel on the floor during takeoff and landing. Yeah, so JSnap, it's getting cold. Hey, how are you doing? It is getting cold, yeah, absolutely. Right, we've got some Sigmets. Munich. Embedded thunderstorms. So today, actually, we've got to keep ourselves busy checking the weather, because it is going to be pretty volatile. So definitely do yourself a favor.
Autopilot.
What's happening now?
Autopilot.
Flight Sim 280, thank you so much for the €1.99 donation. Thanks for the donation, thanks so much. That's really kind of you. And the message behind that was, explain or P3D. You mean which one is better? Which one I would recommend. The thing is this. I personally don't have a favorite flight sim. Each flight simulator has, its strong points and its weak points. And if you ask me, for example, you want to start out in a flight sim, then you can argue that P3D is not the optimal choice because of the fact that to get your sim looking nice and to get some good aircraft add-ons, some good scenery add-ons, you have to spend a lot of money. A cheaper version is X-Plane, so they also have nice scenery in X-Plane, a lot of freeware scenery even. You get some very good aircraft add-ons, even long-range aircraft right now in X-Plane 11 as well. And Microsoft Flight Sim, obviously visually eye candy, absolutely. However, aircraft-wise, I am still not really happy with Microsoft Flight Sim. Unless, of course, you want to talk about Phoenix. But otherwise, what's available on the markets at the moment, we're still missing for some really, some really high-quality add-ons that we do enjoy in X-Plane or P3D. No, so again, I strongly disagree on that, CH. Any pilot doing a takeoff run or a landing run with their heel on the floor and just, the top of their feet on the rudder pedals, that is dangerous. Because, I'm not joking, in some instances, you have to use large inputs into the rudder pedals. And if you have your heels on the floor, you can't do that. Talk about Phoenix. I'm not allowed to say much about Phoenix still. So but let me say this. It doesn't matter, what I say. It doesn't matter what people say. It's the important thing is that you find a flight simulator that you find, enjoyable. That an aircraft even, that you understand. That you understand, yes, but you also enjoy. That you enjoy flying. Yeah. So CH. I mean, I will say, of course, once the autopilot is engaged. And I don't have to quickly, input anything because of engine failure or something. Then I will have my feet resting on the floor, so that the heels, for example, on the floor. Yes, I will do that as well, but not during takeoff or landing, or manual flight for that matter. Can you up? That's a very good question. Can you update to 5.3 without uninstall all of the add-ons? Let me see. 5.3. Well, theoretically, yes. Depends on what you upgrade. So, you have 3 major blocks: content, scenery, and what's the third one? Content, client. The client. So sometimes you only have to update the client, not scenery and not content. So most of the time you will get away with just updating one of those blocks, and you don't have to reinstall any aircraft add-ons, for example. But sometimes you have to update the aircraft add-on in order to make it run on the new updated version. So FSLabs is, for example, one of those aircraft where you always have to wait for them to change the installer so that you can upgrade.
Hello, Turkish 1629, wind radar contact, New Squawk 1000.
Right, they've got CPDLC, fantastic. So connection,
Also 785, Bratislava 134,
notification, Lima Oscar Victor.
144475,
oh no, actually Lima Oscar Victor Charlie.
Mike Kilo Yankee, descent 3000.
Servus Wien, the Uring 71 Bravo is passing 320, climbing 350.
Good the Uring 71 Bravo, wind radar contact, climb flight level 350.
Climb 350, Uring 71 Bravo.
Lufthansa 4 Golf Papa, request of Ljubljana, clear direct to Lima, Bravo Lima.
No, I've never flown a 320 with a HUD, no. I would find that really interesting, but HUDs are very expensive.
Clear direct to Lima, Bravo Lima.
Oh, the EFB add-on, you mean this? This EFB, that comes with the Sharklet version.
Direct Lima, Bravo,
so the FSLabs with the Sharklet version, that has the EFB.
020, descend 6,000 feet.
There we go, we're currently logged on to Vienna.
7152, turn left heading 070.
I was going to order weather, wasn't I? So let's go get the weather for en route alternates as well. So we got Salzburg.
Monitor Unicom, Copan.
And then we're going to get Tivat. We're going to get Belgrade, and we're going to get Dubrovnik, because that's a potential alternate airport as well.
Super 222, wind 340 degrees 5 knots, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
Oh yeah, Voyager, I know, right?
Lufthansa 4 Golf Papa, descend flight level 310.
There we go. So, Salzburg, 3405, light rain. I'm going to be in Salzburg very soon, actually, in real life. Looking forward to that again. Then we got Tivat, 160 at 13, 7 kilometers. That's all right for the circling. Few 2,500, scattered 3-3. That's all right. We should be able to see the runway there. Overcast 8,015. Belgrade right now, light rain, 13 degrees. Dubrovnik, 4,000 meters, light rain, mist, scattered 400, broke 1,300. You can land there, but that's not too pretty. So, question to you guys is, do we have any threats at Tivat right now? Looking at this weather.
What I see 645, descend 5,000 feet.
Flying Wolf, I will wave to them, yes. Yeah, we're landing there around noontime, so yeah, definitely going to think about taking the camera, yeah, why not? Hey, good V forward, wie geht's hier?
Roger down to level 340.
5,000 feet to go, vertical speed Mach. I'm going to do a fuel check. So we do have Obedi. Yeah, Obedis. Or Latlo. Do we have Latlo on the plane? Yeah, we do. So Latlo, 27 minutes after departure, 5.1.
Emirates 7 Hotel Romeo.
Plus the extra. Number.
Emirates 7 Hotel Romeo, report your Mach number.
Yeah, so in case people are wondering what are we on about regarding threats.
What I say 645,
it's about the in-flight decision making that we're talking about. So, so what we do, we look at our destination airport and start our cruise. So if there's no threats, we only need 30 minutes at the Plan B airport. So our, in this case, since we only have one runway at Tivat, it would be Belgrade with 30 minutes final fuel there, which is the normal value. But if there are any threats at the destination airport,
645, descend 3000 feet.
then we need
Canada approach
45
runway
minutes final reserve fuel. That's just to enable us to have a bit more buffer in case we have to divert. So having threats at the destination
645, descend 3000 feet. Clear the
means
left
that
approach
it just
runway
becomes a little
34.
bit more likely you're going to have to divert. So definition of threats, operational or weather. So operational would be low vis, which we don't have, and undue delay expected, for example, Heathrow Airport. Well, I mean, Tivat today, you could argue, since we do have to do circling, and depending on the amount of traffic inbound, you could have holdings. Alright, because the possibility of having someone in the visual circling, then going around, conflicting with a rival, you might have a very large separation.
Report your mark number.
So that's why we could argue that we do have an operational threat today. Otherwise, weather threats, so ETA plus minus 1 hour, including Prop 3040, ceiling lower than approach minimums. Visibility lower than minimum plus 1,000 meters. Winds including gusts greater 30 and crosswind including gusts greater 20. Or anything that goes CB, thunderstorm, snow, etc. This should not be. This should be pretty much an ICAO thing. So it's not really just at my company.
Odessa 645, tower 123.8, goodbye.
Right, lat load. Lat low was. Let's just check.
Negative power 123.
So we departed at 6 past, 7 past. 7 past we departed. 7 past. So at 34 we're supposed to have crossed lat low, and we were there at 31.
And
so actually 3
3
minutes better than expected. And the fuel 6.4, and we're supposed to have 6.1. So good on fuel and good on the time. Fantastic. The cloud settings, well, at the moment I am using enhanced atmospherics, so the volumetric clouds.
Turkish 1629, descend flight level 320.
And settings are not published anywhere at the moment because I'm using that RD shade.
Turkish 1629, descend flight level 320. Turkish 1629, descend flight level 320.
Do you have a best aviation book? Fusion? Not really.
Emirates 7 Hotel Romeo, descend flight level 310.
I have several books, for example, on things like CRM. But if you mean like specific books regarding, you know, aviation-related items like meteorology, electronics, whatever, I have my flight school books on those. But I don't have anything. And what I do have actually on my iPad, I have an A320 ebook. I do have that. I'll tell you the name. I'll just get my iPad here. And yeah, but I think the CRM book is in German. Hang on, let me just check. Oh no, it's not. It's by Brian McAllister. So Brian McAllister, Crew Resource Management. Very good book. And the electronic book is called the Airbus A320 Procedures Handbook. Very nice, because it gives you a very nice detailed info why you do certain things. So what the technical detail behind that is. So that's really cool.
Turkish 1629, descend flight level 140, cross Red Bullet level.
I should write books. I don't know. I don't know. At the moment I don't have time. If I retire, maybe, but Okay, so let's get
Turkish
back to
169 on conversion, fly speed 270 knots
our
or less.
threats. So right now, ETA plus minus 1 hour, we have to look for a
Emirates
TAF.
7 Hotel Romeo, descent flight level 130, cross
let's
Amadi
go
at level.
request.
130, cross Amadi or level.
Let me get...
Correct, Emirates 7 Hotel Romeo
Well,
on conversion.
I mean, if you look at our weather here, we can see the forecast. We definitely do have threats. So Prop 40, within our time frame, thunderstorms. So definitely we do have threats, meaning I'm already going to change the final reserve fuel to 45 minutes, which is going to be 1.8 for us today. So we take the average fuel flow, 2.4 tons per hour. So that's my final time. And now we can see that the extra time has gone down to 15 minutes only as a buffer. Vielen Dank, Uring 7 or Bravo, over to Unicom, bye. Right. Let's log off ATC as well. So ATC com, connection, status, disconnect, disconnect. MCK, no, we don't do that because no, that's not how we do it. So we always take the standard fuel flow for the fleet for the aircraft type. So Neo would have different. It would have 500 for the Neo, for example, 15 minutes. So we'd use 1.5 tons for 45 minutes. We would have lots of different values there. That's just how we do it. Right, so remaining flight time is about an hour. So we are on Unicom, and the next sector is going to be probably Adria, if I'm not completely wrong. And then that gives me, oh, look at that, lovely. So we can see the bad weather coming up here, and well, Tivat doesn't look too bad at the moment regarding thunderstorms. No, it's not controlled. Adria is not online just yet. I'm going to get myself a coffee, and let's see what else we can talk about. Yeah, so the weather today, obviously, whenever we have these kind of conditions, I am definitely very kind of alert. And that means, you know, I would check weather regularly. I would always, you know, keep asking myself, hey, do I still have a valid plan B? You know, what's my exit strategy, etc., etc. I don't know. Aveo is still successful, isn't it? Adamico, what do you mean? It's not that bad at the moment. Come on. Let's have a look. Is it ATIS online already? Not yet. All right. Is it really? Okay. Hey Andrew, nice to see you too. How you doing? Fabian, hello. No, so Fabian, in real life, what we do is we have this flight plan in this format for pre-planning, but in flight we actually have a very cool feature where we have all the waypoints listed, and we can actually click on the waypoint and it will pop up another page, and there we can actually enter the time we cross that waypoint and the remaining fuel. And on the bottom of that page, it will tell us our extra fuel and the estimated arrival time and so on. which is really cool. It's got nice graphics with it as well. So yeah, we've got some fantastic stuff on our UFB. We even have a program that continuously allows us to fly the optimum speed. And so what we can do also in that app is we can actually have scenarios being calculated. So we could, for example, say, hey, if I fly, you know, Mach 0.79 instead of 0.78, how much fuel would that cost? And how much time would it save? It will calculate that and give me a result in kilograms and time. I can change costs index. I can tell the program what happens if I fly at flight level, 330 instead of 350. It'll calculate the new fuel value in kilograms exact. So very powerful tools that we have at hand that allow us to really, fly as efficiently as possible. And they're continuously being upgraded, so yeah, that is really quite fascinating. TCAS to below. Let me just have a quick scan through the instruments here. So engines, temperatures, vibrations, quantities, all good. Bleed system, normal pressurization, looking good. System 2 is active. Generated low temperatures, IDG temperatures, all good. Hydraulics, all good as well. Fuel, looking good, nothing too cold, fantastic. 22 degree in cabin, they are happy. Perfect. Oh, well, I mean, Voyager in flight, so right now, in cruise flight, obviously, you don't have that much of high workload, so you have the capacity. We don't mess about with that when we in the departure itself, so below 10,000 feet. We don't touch the EFB for these calculations. So below 10,000 feet, we have the charts visible, that's it. And yeah, you do that in cruise flight, those calculations, or above 10,000 feet at least. Hey Z, how you doing? Fascinating how it still has the waffle effect. So with the stratoform clouds, you get these waffles. They still haven't got rid of that. Klaus, sorry, when are you making some new tutorials on this channel? Yeah, so Klaus, I am making tutorials once the Phoenix comes out, because I mean I still have so many videos that are maybe a couple of years old but still valid, right? Because it doesn't matter if you fly the FSLabs, the TOLIS, or the fly-by-wire for that matter. You can use my tutorials for those. Hey QB, yeah, once the Phoenix comes out, there is some more features that I can show and we can talk about. Do you actively record your flights, Klaus? You mean like flight times? Yeah, I do. But I do that electronically as well, so I don't write it down with pen and paper. I have an electronic flight log. And Zeno, have a look at my YouTube channel. I've got lots of videos regarding systems on there. Yes, yeah. So if you calculate with light and variable winds, there's 5 knot tailwind being taken into account. Yes, MCK. That's the worst case, if you like. Yep, exactly that. So, what can we expect in Tivat? Actually, before I do that, let me just get a coffee real quickly. I'll be back in a few seconds, guys. And we're back. Let's see, any questions? No, all questions answered. No, my wife's not here, so she's actually away. So no salad tonight. I was lazy. I couldn't. I could have made a salad myself today, but I was lazy. Interestingly enough, how do I drink my coffee? Just a little bit of milk, just a, you know, not completely black, just a bit of milk. So yesterday, when I returned last night, it was pretty much midnight when I returned home. Man, I did sleep in today. I got up like 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah, 9 o'clock, 9:30 even. So I really feel the, you know, the physical kind of stress of having those really hard rotations. Yesterday again we had a really long day, and on top of that I have to go and fly home from Frankfurt to Bremen as well, so for me it's, you know, extremely long day. So I got up at 4 in the morning and I returned home at midnight, so long day. And so yeah, today definitely a day to chill out, relax. So that's what I've been doing today. Pizza or steak? I've had, what did I have to eat today? I had spring rolls actually. How old am I? Well, older than you think. Older than you think. Actually, if I show a video, what video do we have? Do we still have... What was the last video that I showed here on stream? Oh, I didn't show a video on this on P3D. Following flight sim since 1992. Yeah, that's true for one. But oh, nice. Hey, Aaron, you actually, yeah, thank you much, Aaron. Yeah, Yeah, thank you. Again, thanks for all the support. Much appreciated. And again, we're going to continue, even though at the moment I don't have much time to live stream. I do apologize, but I have such a lot of work to do right now. Flying overtime because of the fact that we've got a lot more flights going on now because it's a summer schedule already in place, and also a lot of pilots having COVID at the moment. So that's why those that don't have COVID, they actually fly a hell of a lot. So at the moment, yeah, I could do like one, in some cases 2 streams a week, but at the moment it's about 1 stream a week, which is a bit of a shame. I would love to stream more, but yeah, I can't. My first sim was Chuck Year's Advanced Flight Sim Trainer. Yeah, nice. Yeah, mine was on the Sinclair computer a long time ago. So I started glider flying in 1983. I had my first glider flight when I was 14. And I started flying regularly with gliders when I was 15. So that was 1984. That's almost 40 years ago. Blimey.
Gäste, die den Smart-Tarif gebucht haben, erhalten einen herzhaften Snack, wahlweise mit Wurst oder Käse, inklusive eines alkoholfreien Getränks. Unseren Gästen mit gebuchten Basistarif steht selbstverständlich das Sortiment zu den ausgewiesenen Preisen zur Verfügung. Falls Sie Interesse an Produkten aus unserem Wingshop haben,
got you beaten on the age, yeah.
vielen Dank. Ladies and gentlemen.
But then again, don't they say that you are as old as you feel, and mostly I feel younger than my age. Although yesterday was an exception.
If you are interested in something from our wing shop, don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
Danny, just curious here, but when you do those rotations back and forth, are you the captain flying on the way off? No. So to give you an example, yesterday we had 4 flights on duty and 1 was deadhead. Now what we do is what I do normally. Because of the fact that I've been flying short range for, well, since 2007 now. I've approached all airports in Europe, so I mean not all of them, but most of them. So when I have a first officer, I don't know, how long he's been flying, so normally I would offer them to choose what flights they want to perform today as pilot flying and which ones as pilot monitoring. That always makes them very happy because they're free to choose. So yesterday my first officer chose Amsterdam, so he wanted to fly to Amsterdam and back again, and then I did the other flights. So it's always, you always ask, and if there's an airport that I see for the very first time, for example, or I would say the weather is such that the captain should be landing anyways, those are the exceptions where I may just say, hey, do you mind if I take this flight as a pilot flying? MCK, you know what the most often I answer is when I ask, do you have any preferences on the flights? Which legs you want to do? And so often I hear, nah, I don't care. I'm like, all right, well, if you don't really mind, well then, if they don't say which ones they want to fly as pilot flying, then I will choose. Then of course I'll take those that I think are fun to fly to. Hey United, how is your work going? Nice to see you, United. Alright, let me see. So we've got flight time about 45 minutes. So there's Ljubljana online map. Yeah, we already passed the bad weather there. And Zeno, yeah, you see, that's the thing, right? And you know, when I was a first officer, I was always really happy when the captain asked me, you know, on my preferences, which airports I want to fly to. You loving it? Nice. Oh, it's going to be crazy busy, all right? I know. Yeah, it's going to be really busy. Yes, I do. I do have the MFG Crosswind rudder pedals, which I can really recommend. They're really, really good. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. A favorite two challenging approaches besides Innsbruck? Yeah, there are definitely some captains only. I'll give you an example. Mykonos, for example. Mykonos is captains only. Quite a lot of Greek island airports are captains only landing. Tivat would also be an airport, captains only. No, Nice is not. No, Danny, no. No, Nice is, Nice you can fly, the first officer can land as well. Yeah. Some captains don't let the FOs fly. What? They are mean captains then. I'm not mean. Your ex-girlfriend was from Mykonos. Yeah, I mean, again, interesting island, lovely island, interesting approach. Definitely worth a visit, yeah. Skiathos, Kipman. Yeah, Skiathos, I don't have Skiathos on my list, so I'm not sure what our company would say to that, but probably, yeah, because of that short runway, Kipman, yeah, I would say so, yeah. P3 scene, no, I'm not sure. Mykonos, maybe a very old scenery, but unfortunately there's not a... But Samos, yeah, Samos, Skiathos have good sceneries for P3 as well, yeah. Hey, nice. You're starting your flight school next week doing PPL to CPL. Any tips in the coming months? And those after those are finished. Also, the module course is still good. Well, at the moment, the Slim Games, I think at the moment... Are we talking about Europe or US, or which part of the world are we talking about Slim Games? Tromso. Well, we have it on our list, yeah. I'm not having it on in April, but yeah, that could happen. Tromso, yeah. The real Turp guys to the Greek airport, yeah, we did. Hang on. Sorry for you. Yeah, they did, yeah. Hang on. It was Ioana, what's it called? Ionina. So that was Lima Golf India Oscar. That's what they did, yeah. Lovely airport, yeah. Europe. Okay, so things are brightening up at the moment in Europe. So I think at the moment, you know, chances getting hired are getting better and better. Corporate, airline, whatever. I think Iwana. Yeah, I'm using RD shade, yeah. Unfortunately today with waffle clouds, which I really dislike. I don't know why it's doing that. Still. Right. So at the moment, weather's still alright. Let's just check the latest weather here. Can take Salzburg out. Tivat Belgrade, Dubrovnik. No, that was really annoying yesterday, MCK, because normally I would have expected a nice shortcut, but believe it or not, we flew the complete transition. I've not flown these rollers transition for ages, and yesterday we even had to reduce speed to 20, which was so annoying because then we were delayed. Yeah, that was so annoying yesterday. Oh, that was like one of those. Ugh. So any tips or Slim Games regarding tips? As always, do your best, but stay relaxed. So try to stay ahead of the game, meaning study hard, right? So don't ease up on your studying. Even if you think like, oh, I know everything. No, go through your notes again. Try to prepare. So when you have your flights with your schedules and your program on those flights, make sure you study hard ahead of them. Make sure you get into those flights really well prepared, because what you want to try to achieve is you want to end that mission with a good feeling, and the chances of having a good feeling of accomplishment are so much greater if you prepared properly. So, and also if you prepared properly and the mission didn't go well, at least you can't blame yourself for not preparing. I can tell you that instructors will give you a hard time if they see that you didn't prepare properly, right? So they will cut you some slack if you don't perform well on that flight, but if they can see that you prepared, so your knowledge is there, but it's just you can't really apply it properly just yet, they will cut you some slack. Worst case for an instructor is someone coming onto a flight, be it in the real aircraft or in a sim, not prepared properly, and then not performing. Good night to see. How you do? Oh, see. Good night to you. Take care. yeah, exactly. And Alpha 1. But that was cool. Yesterday, going into Alpha 1 MCK, that was so funny because there was a very old ramp agent, or marshaller, I should call him, a very old marshaller, and he was accompanied by, it looked like a friend of his, because someone else was filming him, and it looked to me like he was actually having his last day, because he looked very old. It looked to me like he was having his last day as a marshaller. And so he did a really good job waving us in, and I did a really good job on steering the aircraft exactly to his signs or signals. And I don't even know that name, Johan. I don't know that. So he was so happy. He was like grinning ear to ear, because it was right on the dot. So we stopped right on the line. So everyone was really happy. Yeah. That was just so cool. I felt really happy for him. So I also felt really happy I didn't mess it up. Imagine if I had messed up the parking. Oh, that would have been a meme, yeah. Oh, that was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Hang on, do you have a... Oh, wait, okay, let me have a look at the video. Let me see. Hang on. Let me see. I can't open the link. Why can't I open the link here? Can you do me a favor, MCK? Can you send me the link to Discord, please? That would be really, really kind. Thank you, MCK. No, that was not him. No. He doesn't look that old. No, that was not him. The guy yesterday, he had really grey hair and he looked really old, had a beard. Oh, MCK, I just got your message today as well. Hang on. Upgrade. No. Okay, so the upgrade code didn't work? Okay, I would need to... we need to try. I will get that... I will have a look at it after the stream or tomorrow, MCK. Yeah, sorry for that. Nice. Fusion, more stupid question, but do you have like a favorite A320 aircraft on your company's fleets? No, I don't have a favorite one. There's just a couple I dislike. So mostly these are the older ones that have EIS-1 displays. I really don't like them because they're so loud, and in summertime they're so hot in the flight deck. But I mean, normally I really like the Neos, for example. I really like working on the Neos. Those are really cool aircraft. Did you request pilot monitoring flight times, as you could say? Shugol, Sierra Papa Lima, Shugol. No, we actually got Pampus. So we got after, what was it called? Because it was 06 in use, so it was Pampus. No, not the displays are loud. The ventilation is loud. Sorry. Yeah, no, the ventilation to cool the displays, because they are CRTs, and so that the cockpit gets really hot and it's really loud in the flight deck. I say, Bob, hey, yeah, I know. Oh, I'm always so enhanced atmospherics with volumetric clouds. Yeah, it's still happening. No, MCK yet. We did get the clearance. Let me just get the prior fix. I will tell you which one it was. So it's at Noku RTIP. So after RTIP, proceed direct to Pampas. That was the clearance we got yesterday. And then from Pampas, we got radar vectors. Woo, top percent coming in. So let's go get the weather. So we've got 1800 UTC. No, that's old. I need a new weather. Let's get the METAR. That's still old. So we do have Tivat tower online. I don't have... Yeah, so if anybody's flying along, guys, can you make sure you're in daytime? Because Tivat is a daytime airport only. You can't do the approaches at nighttime because of the terrain. You need to have visual contact with the terrain there. I don't remember exactly which... we got lots of directs, yeah. Yeah, we got early direct RPEC, yeah, that sounds familiar. And then direct to Norku, and then Norku Pampas, yeah. Yeah, Martin, you could be right because of the fact that it's nighttime, yeah. That's why they don't publish new weather. Which means I'm going to have to take this one. So let me just get the conditions for TVAT. So that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be 160 at 13, I think. So we'll do that. Does your airline SOP require captains only taxi? Well, normally it's normal procedure for the captain in the 320 to taxi the aircraft, but I can hand over controls to the first officer if I need to. But the thing is, most of the docking systems are only aligned with the captain's seat. So the captain has to do the final taxi into the gate normally. But yeah, there are some systems where both the captain and the first officer can taxi in. Dan, you're not going to hide it, but I noticed that your third flight to Spain, you were flying all the way around, almost close to Paris. Looks like a lot of added track miles. Oh yeah, so yesterday you're talking about the following. That was actually quite interesting. So the thing was, we were a bit late into Barcelona, and so I handed over the aircraft to the captain, so I told him the weather in Frankfurt. I said they're using 07 at the moment. It looks like stable conditions, meaning that it should stay. And originally the flight was planned back over Marseille, Geneva and so on, which means you would have to fly the arrival. So he said, you know what, I'm going to try to refile the flight so that we come over Paris, and that way when you come from the west you have a very good chance that you get a direct in, direct into Frankfurt. So yeah, you come over Paris and you get a direct onto the final 07. So that was a speculation, but it actually worked out yesterday, and the flight time was actually less in the end because of that. No, I call that very clever. That was really clever by that captain. Yeah. There's less traffic coming from the west to Frankfurt compared to north and south. No, Stepke, no. So I'm still waiting for my slot on the 747. We shall see. So I have to be patient, which is one of my least favorite things to be, but that's just the way it is. Tivat. So let's prepare for the approach. Let's just do approach preparations here. So let me concentrate on that. So 998 is the QNH, temperature is 15, we've got wind 160 at 13, and the minimums, well, we saw the NOTAM minimum was higher, but we're going to do the circling anyways, and the circling was higher as well, or higher than the NOTAM straight in minimum. So we're going to take the circle to land minimum, which is 2,100. Actually, no, let's do 2,040. There we go. And that's that. Right, oh yeah, I did 160. Good catch. Good catch. It was a test. United, and you passed. Well done. Right, we want Tivat localizer there, that's fine. Anything else we can put in here? There's a beacon there. So Tango Alpha Zulu. And as always, since we do expect the circling, let me program in a couple of waypoints. Just so that we have a little bit of help So we're going to put pilot waypoints. So I'm going to put this as Tivat 01. And that's going to be Tango India Victor as the source. That's a place. Outbound is going to be 154. And it's 3 miles, 3D means 3.0. Put that in there. Store. Then I can take this waypoint and program this leg there. So new waypoint, Tango India Victor 02. It's going to be 295 degrees from Tango India Victor 01. So 295. And it's going to be 4.7 miles. Store. So now we've created this waypoint as the number 2. So now I can go new waypoint, Tango India Victor 03, taking the reference Tango India Victor 02, 314 degrees, and 1.5 miles on that leg. Store. So that's this one there, and for the final turn, we just use the reference of the threshold, Lima, Yankee Tango Victor, 14. And there we go. You bought the LYTV Barcelona. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it is. Can you flight approach with the autopilot to see? Yeah, I can try. Yeah, all right, I can try. So what we're going to program then is we're going to take the secondary flight plan, copy active again, and so there I'm going to put the arrival just runway 14, and then I'm going to clear out all of the prior waypoints. And then I am going to just let me check that here. So let's clear out that as well. Okay, so that's the final for the 1-4. That's a bit longer than required, I think. That's about 5. No, it's 5 miles, so it's going to be a bit less. Let me program in Tango India Victor 01. That's the first waypoint. Then I'm going to put Tango India Victor 02. Then Tango India Victor 03, and then the final. Actually, let's clear that. No, let's leave that. So there we go. Those are the waypoints, and prior to that, I'm gonna use. That's fine. Leave that. There we go. So that's the localizer approach down to the minimums. That's 3 miles prior to that localizer DME station. Then we do that turn, a break off to the pattern, and I'm going to turn not here, but we're going to turn final. And actually, I don't like it. So I'm going to actually go back again and put discontinuity in here. So that's just after the final line there, and then I'm going to put Tivat 03 and leave the discontinuity there. Yeah, that looks better. Cool. How much does your cost in exchange? Well, at the moment we're still using 10 as a, but yeah. So if the fuel price does big swings, it definitely, means that it's gonna affect the cost index by a big amount. So it could be that we're actually going to be flying with low cost indices for quite some time. Right, initial descent, I can see grid is 10.3. So let me go down to 150 initially. So we've got descent out blue 150. And look at the terrain there. Beautiful. I mean, I think when you say thing, you mean war. So because of the war in the Ukraine, fuel prices have gone up crazy amounts. So, yeah, the cross-feed fuel means that. Which one exactly? So we have several messages regarding fuel center tank cross-feed. Or most likely you're referring to the outboard fuel transfer. So the transfer from the outer tanks to the inner tanks. That's probably if it's a green message there, that's what it means. Outer fuel transfer or something like that. That means that the fuel from the outer tanks transfers to the inner. And that happens, MCK correct me, if one of the fuel reaches 750 kilograms in the main tanks. I know I said 800 because I always round up things, but 750 I think is the right value. So if one of the main tank reaches 750 kilograms, that's when the outer tank valves open. So the transfer valves open and the fuel from the outer transfer to the inner. Good. Give you a quick briefing here. A320 Shark lets know technical issues. Weather is not nice. So I'm going to expect some winds from the southeast. And it's going to make the approach quite challenging. I don't know how we're going to see the 7 kilometers visibility at the moment. But that's what we have. 7,000 meters. Few 2,500 scale at 3.3. And the fuel right now, because of the fact that we have 1.8 tons final time for Belgrade, would not really allow us to do a second approach. So in case of missed approach, if it's just too challenging regarding wind or visibility or anything weather related, if we do a missed approach, we're going to divert to Belgrade. Although what we could check quickly is the weather in Dubrovnik. Maybe we can change the alternate, and then we would have fuel for a second approach. Oh yeah, speculation is always a big thing. So we have Dubrovnik, where is it? There we go. 140 at 13. 4 kilometers missed, scattered 500. I mean, it's a straight in ILS. So for this landing direction, we have a straight in, if I'm not completely mistaken. Just check that. So we could do that straight in ILS Zulu. Minimums is 200 feet height, so we need 550 RVR. No significant change for the next 2 hours. Yeah, alright, let's do that. So Dubrovnik is... Now, one thing, normally we have Dubrovnik on our flight plan as an alternate airport, so we could do the calculations. Now we'll have to make an estimation regarding track mileage. And I would do that conservatively, of course. Yeah, that's not very far, is it? If we say that it requires... Well... Yeah, let's say it requires a ton of fuel. That should definitely cover it. So we have a bit more extra. Yeah, that's very conservative. So one ton is definitely a lot more than we require really to get to Dubrovnik, which is there. We need a lot less really, but we can fly the approach and etc. So 1 ton is enough. So I can say now that in case of missed approach, we do have the fuel to do a second approach. Landing weight right now 64.1 heavy, but below max landing weight. We'll do a quick calculation for the landing distance required. The runway's going to be wet. 14. That was 998. Interesting, it doesn't take the weather. That's 15 degrees. Wind will be calm then. 63.8 is fine. Anti-ice. Let's do engine anti-ice on. Also get some turbulence here. So we have 2,500 meters. Automatic low will be 2,300. Medium 1735. Now since we do have to backtrack, I'm going to take automatic medium. And that way we can vacate the runway quicker. So we land 14. The runway width is 45 meters, so we can turn on the runway, taxi out via Bravo, help the ATC. Yeah, exactly, MCK, yeah. And Han is definitely further away than Dubrovnik, I would say, so... Right, let me put terrain on here. Let me put the weather radar. That's actually quite important now. Let's put the radar on here. 135.
Hello, Black Box.
Hello, hello. Hang on. Hang on. Podgorica approach. Good evening from Eurowings 71 Bravo. We're passing 175 descending 150.
Yes, 7 Bravo, Podgorica radar. Hello, squawk 5356.
5356 on the squawk. Eurowings 71 Bravo. Good, so landing distance is required 1700, we have 2,500.
And Eurowings 71 Bravo, identify level 160, descent initially level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Eurowings 71 Bravo. Right,
7 Bravo, that is correct information. Thunderstorm potential in the visibility with low QNH 9998, winds 160, 13 knots at the airport. Runway news is the runway 14, visibility 7,000 meters. And cloud 2,500, 3,300, overcast at 8,000. You can expect vectors for localizer 32 or Tango Alpha Zulu for circling runway 14. Let me know what is the meaning.
Okay, thank you much for the weather update. So correct, we are planning localizer 32 with a circling 14, Eurowings 71 Bravo.
Great, 7 Bravo, excellent. That's also what I hope for. So in this case, you may proceed on navigation direct to Mammal and then expect Tango Alpha Zulu next for the localizer circling.
Okay, direct to Mammal, present position, Eurowings 71 Bravo. So Mammal direct. Insert. Hey John, how you doing?
Podgorica approach, good evening, Embraer 105, final 7,000
so we're Mammal
feet,
in this case.
Direct to taxi Victor 142.
Number 105, Podgorica radar, negative radar, contact, check squawk 5330.
So that'll be the 1 Echo, approach via Mammal.
5330, squawk, Embraer 105.
Correct. Lufthansa 262, sorry for delay, but don't worry, you are now getting back. So right turn heading 360.
So there we go. So after Mammal, it's going to
Right
be
heading 360, Lufthansa 262, no worries.
inbound to the final Tango Alpha Zulu, final descent, and then the circling. Yeah, it is a fun airport. It's beautiful, isn't it? Right, we're in clouds, cold, engine antennas
Number 105, scope set.
Number 105 negative,
Good.
it's 5.
So regarding the approach
30,
itself,
53,
we're going to descend
30.
down to according to procedure 2600.
5330, Number 105.
Doing 71 Bravo, descend altitude 8000, QNH 998. Start reducing minimum clean speed is no advantage, number 20.
I'll be descending down to 8,000 feet, connection 998, reducing speed to Eurowing 7 on Bravo. Okay, 8,000, 998, 8,000.
And Lufthansa 262, unfortunately we have one more departure, who will be departing in a couple of minutes, so you're welcome to continue with minimum
Start
clean
using some
speed,
speed brakes.
we will probably continue straight off for time.
Okay, continuing clean speed.
Right, so
Lufthansa
procedure down to 2,600. Final descent.
Hello, black box.
Sorry, hello. I missed a hello. Who was it? Nico, hello to you. And King Creed as well, hello. Right, so
Number 105,
2,600,
now,
final descent,
flight
3.2
level
profile, it will be a straight in, so we can just descend down to the circling altitude.
Climb final 160, Number 105.
Number 105, that is correct. In a right hand resume navigation.
So circling altitude of 2,100 feet.
Direct to NEP, C and
And 3
105.
miles, we turn left 295, so that we have 3 DMEs again from Tivat DME outbound, then 314. To 4 DMEs, Tango India Victor, and then we fly the ARC, get ourselves visually established onto the final.
The next flight level 130 inbound Hot Gorica, and we would like to request arrival for Tivat.
Alpine Charlie Tango, Porter Trader, hello, Sport 5344.
It is MCK, it is, I'll check again. Commands.
Doing 7 Bravo for the delay, would you like vectoring or a hold at Lusty?
We can do a hold at Lusty, Eurowing 7 or Bravo.
Doing 7 Bravo, proceed to Lusty, maintain 8000, hold at Lusty, thank you.
Maintain 8000, present position, direct to Lusty and hold Lusty as published, Eurowing 7 on Bravo. Right, there we go, direct.
7 Bravo, Lufthansa will be below you, 1000.
So Lusty direct, clear out all of these, oops. And then we go to Gozut from Lusty. Clear those, insert. So Lusty holding is, show that here, inbound 038 right turns.
There is no traffic, so continue now flight level 110 in Papa.
So hold right turns 038. Yeah, 1 minute is fine. There we go.
Can you repeat the rest of the transition, please?
I'm going to enter the speed constraint, so let's put 210 speed here.
Roger, level 110, thank you very much.
Right, that is just silly. I don't know why it's drawing that. Let's put goes at another speed restriction here, so that it calculates that properly. Let's put that to 160 maybe. A little bit better. All right, cool.
And Alpine 5, tank information for Tivat Airport with 16013 knots, and we have overcast at 8000 and some different clouds that below.
Regarding missed approach,
potential thunderstorm with QNH
if we don't see anything at the minimums for the circling, we'll go around, fly the standard missed approach up to 3 miles from the localizer DME, left turn 185 knots maximum, 199 degrees, and then proceed onto 157 from Romeo Oscar Beacon, and we're climbing 6,000 feet. And then we continue at 008 degree bearing from Tango Alpha Zulu. We turn left to Lusty again and hold again. So 6,000 for the missed approach. There's the traffic below us, no factor. In case of a balk landing, we continue again towards the runway. We don't turn anywhere else. We're going to continue on that visual path climb, however. And then we're going to try to join that missed approach. So just prior to the runway, we'll turn 199 degrees and again try that. Unless ATC says something different. No, in Xeno, we're doing the return flight in the fly-by-wire mod. So it's going to do a teardrop entry, it looks like, which is fine. Right, fuel check 4 tons, min diversion. Min diversion.
Direct to Tango Alpha Zulu, Lufthansa 262.
So we need 1 ton alternate fuel and another. So 2.1 would be the absolute minimum to divert. Oh. Back on MAF. So for the whole procedure, I would say we definitely need about at least 600 kilograms. Maybe, yeah, 600 kilograms about. So I would estimate we have about half an hour holding fuel right now. Seatbelt signs, I think that would be a very good idea. The same for the landing lights. Oh, now it's decided to do a direct entry.
Today, so left again heading 210. I need couple more.
So that was for Lufthansa 262, left 210?
Lufthansa 262, affirm left heading 210. We need to take you out of the sequence because separation is too close and the weather is too low. So left 210.
Left 210 for Lufthansa 262.
Alpine 58 Tango, minimum fleet speed is absolutely no advantage.
Yeah, that's more parallel entry, yeah, you're right.
Alpine 58 Tango, Roger, will reduce to minimum speed. Thank you very much.
NOTAM under 105 leaving.
Well, coming from this direction, you can do it in 2 ways. You can actually do a parallel entry like this.
Thank you for service, bye.
Or you can do a teardrop. Both would be valid. Now I don't know why it's not.
Thank you, bye.
Alpine 58 Tango still here.
Why it's in heading mode, we have to monitor
Alpine
that.
58 Tango, yes, and I'm glad I'm still here, thank you.
So I hope at intercept point.
Was it you reading back as well or somebody read back?
Alpine 58 Tango negative, that was us, sorry.
There we go, now back in nav. I don't know why it does it this way. That's not how it's supposed to be doing it, but there we go. Yeah, let me see if I can find a nice picture for the holding entries. Hold on. I know I've made a. Oh, there we go. Look. So that's the holding pattern. We came from this direction. So you can do a teardrop, or you can do the parallel. Both of them would be allowed if you came like straight in this way, opposite to the holding pattern. So once we're on the final approach, we're going to have to get our fuel state and then decide if we go around to divert. Right, got some questions. Let me just check. What does a takeoff alternate mean? It means if the weather conditions are such, and that's mostly because of bad visibility, that in case of a abnormal, especially engine failure, you can't do the landing there, then you need a takeoff alternate airport. Oh, for crying out loud, enough. Blimey, what's happening? Come on, you can do this. Since when has FSLabs become such a meme on holding patterns? I remember when I was testing it, it was actually really good. Why is it doing these things? Really weird. Yeah, so you need a takeoff alternate, and normally that's a maximum of 1 hour flight time. So we would say 350 nautical miles. On an inaugural flight for an airline to a long-haul destination, who flies the airplane back right away? Well, if it's a long-range destination, it will be a different crew that goes deadhead, and or has already gone deadhead with a different airline to that destination airport. There's several possibilities to do so.
Podgorica approach, dobro večer, Air Serbia 52 Mike with you, inbound Mike Oscar Juliet, flight level 250.
Yeah, Fusion, yeah, still air condition, correct. So we would say 1 hour flight time. So yeah, you would have to take into consideration the time, but still air is about 350 nautical miles, yeah. Do you have airports you don't like to fly into? Yeah, Amsterdam, no. Paris is one of those airports I don't like going into.
Lufthansa 262, now right turn heading 360, and that will be kind of
Copenhagen, no, I
Right
like...
heading 360, Lufthansa 262.
I like Copenhagen. It's just I don't like it when it's winter time and they're cooling instead of heating. That's when I don't like Copenhagen.
Airport Grid Serbia 52 Mike, radio check.
Serbia 52 Mike, motor is set.
Thank you. Inbound Podgorica, descent flight level 110, Serbia 52 Mike.
Right, let me just check. Engine anti-ice is on. Let me check here the icing indicator there. No, there's no ice there.
Lufthansa 262, now right turn heading 030.
Right heading 030, Lufthansa 262.
Right, so one still holding with me. 3.8 tons. So the reason I told them that I would be happy with...
Hearing 71 Bravo, now we have the departure south, so we estimate your landing to be in approximately 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you for the info, Eurowing 71 Bravo.
Alpine 58 Tango, same for you. Your landing will be, yeah, I would say like plus 7 minutes on top of the pre-season traffic. It depends on the situation. So about 15 minutes.
Alright, so we should be good. I would say that we're probably only good for one approach because of the delay.
Direct to Tango Alpha Zulu, Lufthansa 262.
And again, we don't do commitment here because in fact it's a very challenging airport. It only has one runway.
Descending 2,600 feet, clear to localizer Zulu 34 and circling 14, Lufthansa 262.
Arthur Biko, you're very loud on the network. Maybe you want to check your mic as well.
Is a 150 Copenhagen 7000 radar contact. Maintain 7000 as we have traffic holding above you. And now right turn heading south 180.
How does the MCU decide whether to teeter or parallel? Well, exactly.
Is a 150 affirmative 7000 heading 180.
That's a bit better now.
Heading 180, Kuwait 150.
Was a 262 start descent 2600 must be reached Tango Alpha Zulu.
Yeah, descending 2,600.
Right, so it would have this programmed as well. That's how the MCDU would decide which entry to fly.
STB 52 Mike, you're ready to copy information.
Go ahead for 52 Mike.
5 to my Tivat, runway news 14 with 16013 knots from the latest weather, potential thunderstorms in the vicinity, QNH 9998, overcast 8000.
The last time I tried the immediate exit, it did work, but I haven't tried for a while.
Thank you for the weather, expecting localizer 32, then break off for the circle 1 for Serbia 5-2 Mike.
5-2 Mike, correct. Your number 4 in sequence speed is no advantage. You're welcome to save the fuel and...
Sarge.
Reducing speed and thank you for 5-2 Mike. And confirm after Papa Oscar Delta, be clear for the arrival?
Student 5-2 Mike, after Papa Oscar Delta, direct to last fuel. Now direct last is fine with me.
No, Serge.
Roger, after Papa Oscar Delta,
well,
proceeding last in next, Serbia 5-2 Mike.
Do you mean the fly-by-wire mod?
150 heading west 270.
If you mean the fly-by-wire mod, I would say it could help maybe in some parts to train for a simulator interview. But
with a 150 right turn heading 270, please.
I would see it more in the sense of practicing for a certain airport, for example, or a certain scan of the instruments, maybe. Not so much regarding flight feel or system simulation. But definitely better than nothing. I mean, by any means.
West of the Tango Alpha Zulu radar service is terminated. Contact tower 118.0.
118.0 for Lufthansa 262. Thank you for your services. Bye bye.
Arthur Miko, are you diverting? Hang on, what was Arthur Miko? What's Arthur doing? Mark, did you hear that? Oh, to tower. Okay. I thought he was diverting.
SBF 5 Mike, welcome to the direct to last QNH 9998, descend 9000, enter hold. Pressure descend to 10,000, and enter hold at 7.
Roger, from present position, direct last descend to 10,000 by QNH 994 and enter.
Well, Sarge, if you're doing a A320 type rating, you need some. You would need something better than than that.
Visa 150, anybody there?
This one's at 0 for Florida Tower.
Visa 150, climb flight level 160, and you may proceed now direct to November, India Kilo.
Yeah, so we talked about how much fuel we need. Eurowing 7 Bravo, loud and clear.
Level 160, direct November, India Kilo, cross transmission.
Direct to Mike, November, India Kilo.
How's the ATC audio quality in real life compared to VATSIM?
Visa 150, radio
much better. So Nico, in real life, it would be much better.
Eurowing 7 Bravo, radio check please.
Yeah, loud and clear, Eurowing 7 Bravo.
7 Bravo, excellent, interview attention, descend altitude 7,000.
7,000, Eurowing 7 Bravo.
Visa 150, Podgorica, radio check.
This 150, readability is 3.
I would need to check that MCK, I'm not sure. Right, 7,998 is checked. So in real life, the audio obviously is better. It's much more uniform, so you don't have to worry about these different loudness settings. Everyone is on the same loudness. So I mean. Okay, understand. Direct Tango Alpha Zulu right now. Eurowing 7 Bravo.
7 Bravo, FM, also welcome to exit the hold to Tango Alpha Zulu.
Okay, we exit the hold now. Direct Tango Alpha Zulu. Eurowing 7 Bravo.
Visa 150 leaving for the sector. Unicom 122 destination.
There we go.
Take the direct off to Ljubljana on the station.
So that's fine. I mean, we're going to intercept the final path then at Tango Alpha Zulu. It just means we need to descend, but we still have about 16, 15 miles.
Alpha Tango, descend altitude 8,000.
So I'm going to go...
Descend altitude 8,000, Alpha Tango.
I need to ask for the send out star. And you're ring 7-1 Bravo. Any chance for further descent?
7 Bravo, descend 2,600 feet.
Descend 2,600 feet, you're ring 7-1 Bravo. Thank you. Right, so we're going to go thrust idle, up descend 2,600, and that is the final approach altitude there for the final descent. Right, this is going to be spicy. Regarding the fuel, so we need 2 tons of final reserve fuel at the missed approach point to get to our alternate Dubrovnik. That's about 40 minutes flight time, remaining flight time. Although, I mean, 2 tons is cutting it fairly close, but that would be legal minimum. So right now we have 3.5. So we do have enough fuel for the diversion to Dubrovnik, but we don't have the fuel to do a second approach. Checking the localizer, Tango India Victor is identified. Inbound course 334, all correct. Here comes flaps 1. So I need to make sure that we are going to be at 2,600 here. It's going to be cutting it fairly close. So I'm going to use some speed brakes. Start reducing speed as well. Exactly, Flying Wolf. Yeah, that's my mental preparation as well. So definitely, I am going to be making this count. Right, so here's the secondary flight plan. So I can see the waypoints.
Doing 7 Bravo for now, inbound takeoff to Zulu, clear local flight 32, followed by.
Okay, by Tango of Zulu, clear to localizer 32, circling 14, Eurowing 7-1 Bravo, thank you.
7 Bravo, welcome. At frequency 118.002, we are waiting for the traffic to touchdown in 45 seconds, and then you will be on the home.
Perfect, thanks for the service. 118.1 for the tower, thank you. 118.0, sorry, for the tower, thank you.
07 Bravo, just stand on frequency, just steady flight.
Okay, standing by on your frequency.
Flaps
2, just slowing down a bit further now. Clear for the localizer approach.
Down to 9,000 feet by 995 Serbia 5 to Mike.
Ooh, that's spicy weather.
My bad, Serbia 5 to Mike.
You switched off the realistic mode, okay. Yeah, I'll stick with that for now.
And you're in 7 Bravo, you're lucky today. Contact tower 118.
Okay, thanks a lot. 118.0, Eurowing 7-1 Bravo. Thank you. Tivat Tower, good afternoon or good evening from Eurowing 7-1 Bravo is on the localizer approach 32.
Eurowing 7-1 Bravo, Tivat Tower, Southern check team, localizer runway 3 to report the braking to the left for a second line, runway 14.
Okay, I call you braking off for the circling and say again for the missed approach.
Eurowing 7-1 Bravo, climb to, in case of missed approach, runway heading, then climb to 7,000 inbound Tango Alpha Zulu, and in case of missed approach, of course, contact pod flightsimulators 135.15.
Okay, initially towards Tango Alpha Zulu climbing 7,000 and then over to the Portugichka approach, Eurowing 7-1 Bravo, thank you. Right, 2,100, we're going to track FPA, so lock FPA right now. Gears coming down.
2,500. And Eurowing 7-1 Bravo, for information, wind at the moment 160 degrees, 13 knots, variable between 130 and 202 degrees.
Okay, the wind is copied. Thank you, Eurowing 7 Bravo. Flaps 3, speed check, flaps 3. We've got the runway inside.
Lufthansa 262 over tracking.
Wow, that is spicy. Good God.
Lufthansa 262 Roger, application Bravo, taxi stand number 3.
Bravo stand number 3, Lufthansa 262.
Right, track. About to level off, 2,100 feet. Oh yeah, why can't I activate the secondary flight plan? How weird is that? So at 4 miles, here's the runway. Wow, that is spicy. Good lord. You can see the terrain. Woo! 3 miles.
100 above.
Right, 295. I'm going to wait with flaps full until I'm in the turn for final. Got to correct just a little bit here. There's the runway. My god, that weather. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the case, but yeah, it could be. But that's the first time I'm seeing it doing it here in the FSLabs. And we broke off to the circling Eurowing 71 Bravo.
Eurowing 7 Bravo, report final.
Report final, Eurowing 71 Bravo. Right. So I'm going to put the progress page here so I can see the distance to the threshold. And then once we hit 3 miles, we'll turn 314. Wow, this approach. Crazy! Right, I'm going to go manual flight here. I'm going to leave the speed mode in just for now. So I'm going to start descending here. Let's do manual thrust as well. Flaps full, speed check. Flaps full, continue. Flight directors off. Let's do a nice turn here. Landing checklist, EK landing, no blue. 3.3 miles. So let's try to get a visual of the runway. There she is. Let's keep descending. 1,000 feet per minute. Wow, that visibility. Wow, this is exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Still a bit high in the profile. I need to do something here. 1,000 feet per minute. Come on. Ooh, looks high. Come on, keep coming down, 1,000 feet per minute. Oh, we're pushing the boundaries here. Come on, concentrate. Keep it descending. 1,000's checked. 1,000 feet per minute. Careful the speed. Oh, we messed it up. We messed it up. Come on. Come on, 1,000 feet per minute. Keep the nose down.
7 Bravo, 160 degrees, 13 knots, family 14, get to land up. Backtrack is approved, okay, Bravo.
Stabilizer. Clear land 14, backtrack approved, Tivat Bravo, Eurowing 71 Bravo. Whoa, we just about made it.
500.
On path. Let's nail this. Come on.
400.
Wind a bit from the right.
300.
Careful descent rate. Careful power.
200.
Bit low. Come on.
Tivat, dobro večer, Serbia 5-2 Mike with you inbound Tango Alpha Zulu.
50, 40, 30.
Serbia 5 to Mike,
retard,
Tivat Tower, continue localizer approach runway 32, report braking to the left, perfect land.
We've got spoilers! Reverse green!
Continue localizer approach for runway 32 and we'll report taking off for 14 Serbia 5-2 Mike.
That's how pros
Serbia 5 to Mike for information with at the moment 160 degrees, 13 knots, variable between 130 and 20.
Wow, I'm sweating. Oh god.
5-2 Mike.
Autopilot.
Kitman!
Autopilot.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Kitman. Let me just concentrate on getting the aircraft turned around here. Wow, the visuals, I'm not kidding you, it looks so spooky. It looks so spooky. I was worried when I turned final. I knew that I was like right on the upper limit of that funnel. And then I checked again at about 2.5 miles or 2 miles. I thought, well, 150 feet high, yeah, we got a chance. We got a chance. So Kitman, thank you so much for the 10 euros, my dear friend, as always. Thank you so much, Kitman, for your support. How was your approach, Kitman? I hope you enjoyed it.
Autopilot.
Autopilot. Bravo, welcome to Tivat, taxi stand number 6.
Stand number 6, Eurowing 71 Bravo. Thank you so much for your service. Maybe I'll hear you in a couple of minutes for the return flight.
No worries, sir. Thank you very much for flying.
Right. So let me just start the items here. So that can go off. Start the APU. My dear friend Brenold as well, thank you so much for your support. 10 euros as well for a good landing beer after a scary approach. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm in need of a beer. God. That was something. Arthur, how was your landing? So stand 1, he said, didn't he? That is right here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Sorry, Eurowing 71 Bravo. Just confirm it's stand 1, correct?
Eurowing 71 Bravo, you can, of course, stand on stand number 1. I assigned you stand number 6, but whatever works for you.
No, in this case, we'll take 6. Sorry, I misunderstood. So we'll take stand 6, thank you.
Roger.
God, I'm still so kind of pumped up because of that approach. Good thing you guys were listening. Brenold and Kitman, thank you so much for your support, guys. And look at them, all those aircraft there. Come on, turn.
Air Serbia 5-2 Mike braking off to the left.
Ooh, Air Serbia coming in as well.
Serbia 5-2 Mike, continue on downwind, runway 1 for report final.
I just hope that we don't have a static
report
aircraft
final 5-2 Mike.
at position 6. That's 6 there. All right, look at them, all those lovely friends here. Kitman, Arthur. That's a static aircraft. That's Arthur, isn't it? Just make sure we don't shave off his sharklets. Hey, Newmark. Yeah, I realized at the 4 dB mark, I realized that I need to descend. Okay, Eurowing 7 or Bravo. I have a static aircraft, unfortunately, the scenery here at position 6. Can I take 5?
Sure thing, take 5, Eurowing 7, bro.
Thank you much. Right. Fusion, thank you much for watching. Take care.
Good night, black box.
Lilo Pilot as well to you. Thank you. Good night. Right, we're going to do the return flight in the fly-by-wire mod. So I have to change partitions. So I have to stop the stream, unfortunately, to set up Microsoft. And then I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes to do the return flight. And I do have add-on scenery. Oh, look at that view. My God. So I do have add-on scenery for both. So I have the new Nuremberg scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's Aerosoft, I think. And I have also Tivat. I'll get to the questions. Yes, before we leave, we'll answer the questions as well. Right, let's just stop here. Wow, that was exciting. You know what? That's what I live for when it comes to these flight simulators. It's, you know, when you have these combinations of beautiful sceneries and...
SCBF 52, Mike, turning final.
Oh, yes. Come on. Let's watch that. So lovely scenery, and then if the weather is like really marginal, that just adds to the excitement. And I knew that I only have one shot, so one approach only. And I was like, on the final there, I thought, oh no, please don't let me go around because I'm going to have to divert to Dubrovnik, meaning it's going to be a lot more work and it's going to be getting some delays for the next flight. But yeah, we managed to get it down within, I think we busted 1,000 feet per minute just short term. Oh yeah, JSnap, absolutely. Yeah. Mark will be up for it for sure, or Arthur Biko. Did you see the stranded Aeroflot in Amsterdam? Yes and no, I did not. Looking very good. Looking very good. GG's. Nice one. In the touchdown zone. Challenging approach for sure. And if you look at the scenery here, apps incredible. Apps beautiful. All right, let's do the rest of the items here. Beacon engines were off. Oh, we actually parked correctly. GSX is happy. How cool is that? Fuel pumps. I know, but stand 6, I know. We cleared that up with the controller. Stand 6 is blocked by a static aircraft. Look. See, that's stand 6. I can't park there. So I asked if I can take 5, which he approved. All good. All good. So, parking checklist. We've got... We've got the APU bleed on. Yellow ilic pump is off. We've got the engines off. Seatbelts off. Radar. Wind shear is off. Parking brake is on. Nice. Cool. Let me go and get through the rest of the questions. Danny, what would you tell ATC in real life? In this case, you are only doing approach 1 before you divert, just for the planning. Well, I don't know. If I think it's necessary to help the controller, or if I need to really divert quickly, I would tell ATC, yeah. Aviator, I mean, yeah, I could have done that, but I had the terrain on the FO display, and to be honest, it's a visual approach. I can't orientate myself with this. I need to look outside anyways.
Thank you, Jackson, number 1, Serbia 5.
Yeah, Brennelt, so the 1,000 feet per minute is the stabilization criteria, meaning from 1,000 feet above the runway down to touchdown, you're supposed to be as stable as possible. And so 1,000 feet per minute maximum rate of descent is one of those criteria you should have to stay nice and stable. Experience showed if you have more than that, then the risk is you're going to have, you know, an issue landing. You're going to land short, or you're going to land too hard, or you know, that's why you have 1,000 feet per minute rate of descent normally. Now, for short-term deviations, it's allowed to be more than, or if the approach procedure requires a higher descent rate, you are allowed to do so. However, you have to be aware of that. And if possible, it should only be for short periods of time.
Bye, thank you for a wonderful flight.
Fly-by-wire, what do you mean the link is broken? If you want to become a member, which is highly appreciated, obviously, I'm not sure. So only if you have a normal web browser, it's below the streaming window. I'm not sure what it looks like when you have an app. That I don't know. Yeah, so Brennelt, another or anybody interested regarding stabilization criteria, you should be at final configuration, meaning gear should be down, flaps should be in landing configuration, you should be a maximum 10 knots faster than your approach speed, you should be within your glide slope and localizer limits as well. Okay, Flywire, thanks, yeah. Cool. Alright, guys, I'll be back in 10 minutes, just starting the other hard drive so that I can go into Microsoft Flight Sim. See you in a couple of minutes if you like. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the return flight.